Go.
Action. When last we saw our heroes, they were sailing into dock, having traveled for many days in order to reach the shores of Titatiri. Um, so when we resume, you guys are your ship is slowly sailing in through the little gap that you may see right at the top here, beneath the guns of this huge black stone fortress. You can tell as you're watching other ships that are coming into port that, in fact, all of the ships seem to be moving uh, to dock in this area over here on this outer island. Um, First, and you only see ships that are leaving from these docks going to the mainland. So following those directives, the captain's ship slowly curves around until it reaches the dock here and glides into port.
So which side of the thing are we on?
So you guys, I'm going to give you a little token so we can mark where you guys are.
How long were we on that boat for?
You guys were on the boat for about a week.
Target is also stir crazy in game.
I would imagine so.
Pour them.
Oh my god.
Okay. As soon as this game is over, I will put Trindex token up. That is not approved. But for right now, I don't care. What is cute? I want to see. Oh, hello, baby.
Okay, so your ship glides into dock. The captain turns to you and says, well, we're here. I imagine that the port authorities will be with us soon, but whatever happens here, do try to keep a low profile. I'd imagine it may be a little bit more difficult to leave the docks here than it was in Guavira.
Nyx is visibly amused when she says keep a low profile.
So, you guys, your ship has docked. You see along the shore is just this sort of ramshackle series of different buildings and houses that dot the area. There's quite a few different warehouses and and clearly buildings that are intended to service the docks around here. You actually notice that there are dozens and dozens of ships that are docked in this area that seem to be offloading cargo or unloading it. But from what you can see, none of it is really leaving the dock area just yet. And there are what appear to be semi-uniformed individuals walking up and down the cliffs. So, what's everyone doing?
Arriving.
I see what you did there.
Oh, hello, Michael.
Hello, Michael. I am gleaning cooking tips from Stockpot. Because I've been working on him for the past week.
Okay, make a persuasion check. He's a pretty surly individual.
Can I give him food to improve that so I can use my thingamajigger?
Yes, you could.
Cool.
But you're going to have to carefully navigate the relationship with him because he reacts violently anytime it is implied that his is not the best food.
No, I'll go up to him and be like, Stockpot, I have this recipe that I've been struggling with, and I feel like you could help me. Could you taste it and let me know what it's missing? Because I'm sure you could be able to tell.
Make a persuasion check. Okay. Needs more salt.
That's brilliant. Why didn't
Yes,
I think
always
of
more
salt?
salt. Keeps the food good and long. Keeps the sailors big and strong.
Has this man been speaking in rhyme the whole time?
He's a pirate, so probably.
What can I say? It's just that sort of day.
No more rhymes now. I mean it.
Anybody want a peanut?
Thank you for that. Also, ah!
Okay. So you guys have docked.
So I'm gonna say as soon as we dock and as soon as like the plank goes down, I'm just going to like run out into the sand and just like off the boat.
Okay, you rush off down the docks, past the groups of people. They seem somewhat surprised that a small young woman is darting past them, but they sort of shrug and let you run past by. You don't look like you're carrying anything. Probably not a thief.
Okay, I am going to look around in the sand and I'm gonna see if I can find a really cool seashell.
Okay, make an investigation check.
The investigation.
Oh, okay. So you look around for quite a while, and you actually amass a really lovely collection of different shells that seem to be. They have a wide variety of different hues. A lot of them have that sort of banded brown texture. But one of them that you find sort of does strike you as a little odd. It's small. It's maybe like this big, and it seems to just be a fragment of a shell. But when you pick it up, it has this iridescent purple sheen. And it just catches your eye, and when you feel it, it's very cool to the touch.
Is it like cooler to the touch than the other shells I've picked up?
Yes. Yeah, it is.
Well, I'm gonna put all of them in my bag. How many did I find?
We'll say you probably found like a handful. Quite literally, your handful.
Okay.
You found
so
many
3.
more seashells, but these were the ones that you decided were worthy of your attention.
Okay, I'm gonna say there's 3.
Okay.
As we dock, I would like to pull Nick aside really quick.
Like to pull who aside?
Nix?
Okay.
I know we didn't really have time to chat much, but I wanted to thank you for. I'm pretty sure you and Agate at the jail, and I wanted to say thank you. And ask. Sarah Nixia said some strange things to me the other day.
So
She was just talking about how she had some uncontrollable violent tendencies. And it,
Who is that?
What was that?
I feel like Emily needs to put in headphones and then we can ascertain if it's Emily.
I'm pretty sure it's airplanes passing by Val. Like, I feel like that's what it is.
No, it's not me.
there are no loud noises near me.
There have been no
that
planes
also
have
wasn't
flown over my
feedback.
house
That was the
for
sound
the
of a
past 30
car
minutes.
driving past someone's window. That's
Right.
what that was.
Derek?
Michael, I think it's your fans.
I know if that were true, I wouldn't hear it.
Derek, you're muted. Yes. Well, I can't. Did I mute you? That's great.
I can't hear Derek either.
I can't hear
Neither
him.
can I.
No, I
Meant,
not
but-
hearing.
Sorry, Derek.
Also, I think Sarah and Mike and Derek and I, today is 5 years since we met each other. Or like sometime this week
Okay.
while we're waiting for Derek to come back
Anywho.
online.
Anywho,
Me.
that's
Can people hear me?
Yes.
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 Mhm.
Okay, I switched to push to talk.
Can't
Sorry.
hear Derek.
Derek.
He's figuring it out.
So, hey,
I mean,
the sound is coming through
There we
now,
go.
hey.
Hey.
Great.
but this is muted, so I can't hear any of you. Give me a moment.
That is actually the clearest I've heard Derek at this point.
Whoa, hold on. That is
Okay, there we go. Hopefully there's not feedback from the sound of you guys.
Hello.
there is there. No, there is.
It
Yes,
seems like
Derek,
there is.
Derek, breathe.
What?
Feedback.
Put headphones in your damn computer, sir.
but will he be able to talk?
Is it better now?
Well, the question is, can you hear me again?
Yes.
Okay, I just unplugged my headphones and plugged them back in, and they started working.
Yeah, that's how headphones work.
Oh,
You turn it off, any electronic, you turn it
Okay.
off, then you turn it on again.
Doesn't matter.
we're in a port in a pirate city.
Yeah.
And Arantha's talking to Nyx to tell him that Cyrenix is homicidal.
So you pull
What
aside
sort
Nyx.
of what sort of tendencies are you referring to? Are you referring to the one she's already displayed, or ones that she hasn't?
I think it's more of an extension of things she's already displayed. But it made me concerned at how easily she might be able to turn on the group. And I feel like you have a bit of distance with the situation, and that if she seems like she's angry with us, I may just ask that you not hesitate and act. And I will try to do the same.
Your concern is that a member of your group, one of your friends, may potentially have bouts of uncontrollable rage that cause her to murder indiscriminately, and your solution to this problem is to ask the person on the outside to be ready to kill her. I have to admit, the more I spend time with you and your merry band, the more confused I become.
I don't know how to act in a situation. And I can't keep it from people. Because if it does happen and I don't tell anybody, then it's my fault. But I also don't know that she'll ever turn on us. And maybe she'll just be fine. I don't know.
What do you know about this friend of yours exactly?
I know that she is far too stubborn. Rooted in her own sense of morality. I do not agree with in most circumstances. The more I talk, the more I get concerned about why I'm not more concerned.
Get a concern.
Why you're not?
Not a concern.
What, you believe you should be more worried about her than you currently are?
I know I have a tendency to trust the wrong people. And to be too forgiving of someone's faults.
Well, if it's any consolation, at least the fact that you're aware that this is an issue that you have makes you wiser than many people I've interacted with in my time. As to Sirenixia's predisposition towards murder, I suspect I'll be keeping quite a wary eye on her for my own self-preservation, let alone all of yours. As it stands, I do not believe she particularly cares for me, given my various employment, shall we say?
I suppose not.
But regardless, I believe it would probably be wise to inform everyone of these concerns that you have, and perhaps to make it so that everyone is abundantly aware of just exactly how dangerous this person you're traveling with is. After all, you all did go through quite a lot of trouble to break her out of prison. As much for your benefit as for hers. It would be a shame if all that trouble ended up stabbing you in the back.
I have a feeling she would much rather prefer to stab me in the front.
Yeah.
They just kind of, yeah. They just kind of goes like, yeah. There.
You're right. I was concerned that everybody would be too biased against her. Right now, considering what just happened,
Oh, they're not already.
that's fair.
May I remind you that most of your party decided to leave her behind in that stockade, and the only reason, really, why some of you advocated for getting her out of there was because she might have information that could implement you in certain activities. I don't believe that it is possible to have the rest of the group trust her any less than they already do anyway.
I suppose. Maybe I'm just too biased in her favor.
Where is this conversation happening?
Away from you.
Very pointedly away from the subject of our conversation.
I figured.
I presume they're nestled away somewhere in the ship, and whispering back and forth.
You just had to make it weird, didn't you?
That's not weird.
That wasn't at you, that was at Mike. Anyway.
I have a very important question. In this conversation between Orentha and Nyx, is there sexual tension? Or
That's
sausages?
for everyone in this call to find out later.
You can interpret it as you like. Are you saying anything else to each other?
Just that I'll find a time to tell everybody else.
If my advice is... If you would heed my advice, I would also speak to Siren about this, as I think that maybe her insights on this, given that she told them to you, might be valuable to the group in this endeavor.
So just a big sharing circle of murder.
More or less, where only one person is sharing and being forced to share for fear that she will murder everyone in your group, but if you want to call it a big sharing circle, who am I to judge?
You seem to give very good advice for someone in a shadowy criminal organization.
understand this at some point in time, but the advantage to spending a majority of your time with people who would like to kill you is you learn very quickly how to either keep your head down or learn how to read other people. I've made it a habit to study the people I work with to get a feel for them. The moment I started interacting with your group, I did the same thing.
And discovered that we were awesome.
That's certainly one word I could use. I could think of several other much ruder words I could describe you all with as well. And Nyx walks away.
Does anyone else have any meetings or interactions that they would like to have before they go ashore?
I would like to check in on Agate's mental health.
Agate is currently playing in the sand.
Yeah. Sort of sitting down
Okay.
next to her and like, how are you?
Happier to be off the boat.
That's good.
And in the sun.
And how are you feeling about what we talked about last week?
Well, I think your cooking is very good. I thought the stew on Tuesday night wasn't my favorite, but overall you're definitely improving.
And the lady just kind of like lifts her chin up like a little bit and then nods. Like, okay. Clearly she doesn't want to talk to me.
Hats on head with trunk.
I feel like just because I have a trunk, people don't get to tell me what it's doing.
It is a separate member of the party.
No. It is controlled by me.
That's what you think.
Guys, that's like y'all like moving around Hamid or being like...
Oh, you don't think that happens?
No, Derek is like, would Hamid be around?
Talking about what Jasper's doing.
We just all want to picture the trunk doing really cute things.
Fine. The trunk can be a member of the party.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can
like,
that be
you
our
have
party
veto
name?
power.
We can
but-
be the trunks.
The trunk can flank.
So,
I just Trindex in a state where he's kind of thinking back to the butterfly stuff and is kind of like looking out for that.
the butterfly. Oh,
Yeah.
Desna?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's thinking on Desna. He's kind of reflecting on that and kind of hoping for more.
You can certainly keep on the lookout.
Yeah, some butterfly guidance.
Okay. And so before anyone sort of...
What
or
was
before-
Jamra doing?
That's what I was about to get to.
Oh, okay,
Before Sir Nixia gets off the ship, Jamra will go over to her and say, Sir Nixia, we should talk a bit about what to expect in port here.
Yes.
This is a pirate refuge. You are likely to see a great many terrible things. You will need to restrain yourself from acting when you see them.
I think I could use some practice in restraint at the moment.
Well, you are going to get it. I know these sorts of people and they are terrible. But just... I don't think that I can convince them to save you again if you go off on some crusade while you are here.
And why did you want them to save me the first time?
that we are friends. We have spent some months together. You were the first person that I You were the first person that I had met in 6 months who wasn't trying to torment me. You pulled me out of the ocean. I suppose I like you. I like to have you around, and I felt a death of sorts. Just please don't do anything foolish.
I try not to. I try very hard not to. But there are times when it seems such control is beyond.
Oh, I hope that I will see some more control then. And if I can, and I see you slipping, I will try to stop it. If you agree that that is what you wish.
Absolutely.
All right. We'll clap you on the shoulder and say, you might want to, while we're ashore, get some pants.
What is what is the quality of the prison clothing?
Uh, it is the finest burlap.
Oh,
John will press a small coin purse into your hand and say, just so you don't encounter any difficulties. Hopefully we will not be separated, but you never know. And please get some pants.
thank you.
And the shirt. I'm just learning more about you than I had expected to, that's all.
Boy, and we were talking about sexual tension earlier.
Oh gosh.
Jeez.
What a fiery pair.
No. I'm just
That's
uncomfortable.
being written down.
Oh,
Wait, what did
Out
you
of
say?
context, D&D quotes.
I feel like that's the quote that needs context, though.
So, John will rejoin the rest of the group that are still here and say, so, it seems that we have something resembling a lead. Or, of course, people could do whatever they like. Here, we are in an interesting place, I suppose. And as he is sort of speaking and trying to find some way of beginning, you will all notice Price sort of poke her head above deck and then slowly standing up. She has like a little bag on her shoulder and is looking both ways, slinking down towards the dock.
That goes into the deck next to her. That does not hit her.
Ka-thunk! She looks around back.
Price. So
What the
good
fuck,
to
man?
see you again. We were just about to come looking for you. We had just a couple more things we wanted to ask you about.
Oh my. What more do you want from me? I told you what I know.
Yes, but there's one thing that I believe did get missed in all the excitement over the information that you had for us. Remind me again, how did you get out of that jail cell?
She pulled me out. She points to Milady.
I do not believe you are understanding my meaning here. Nix walks right up to Price, puts his hand on the dagger that's embedded in the ship. Now let's try this one more time.
As you do
How
that, she puts her hand
exactly-
on her cutlass.
Yep, how exactly did you escape from the prison?
She narrows her eyes and said, I told you she pulled me out through the roof.
No, she didn't.
Now, if you...
None of us, in fact, have ever met before. We were not at the prison that
it's
night.
one of these things.
We were not.
God, she turns to the rest and says, why do the little pricks always play these stupid... Yeah, I'm not going to tell anyone you let me go. Of course not.
I mean, in
I don't
all
want to see
fairness, you were really
again.
being a dumbass about it. Like, you're a pirate. Come on.
Yeah, I'm a dumbass, but I know I don't want to see any of you again.
I just would like to add that Milady had been nodding the whole time that Price was saying that she had been pulled out by Milady.
Yeah.
I was like, should I mention this?
Price
Yes.
was genuinely confused.
That's really funny, actually. Nick was trying real hard to be intimidating, and Price was just way too dumb to get it. That's amazing.
I was legitimately confused.
I mean, I was too. I was like,
I didn't know
yes, I
what was
pulled
happening.
her out. Good, she's giving the right answer.
Wasn't there some information you were going to tell us once we got here?
Yeah, there was, but then the kid got it out of me on the ship.
Ah, yes. I've been a little bit distracted of late.
So, we good?
I believe we are. Have a very pleasant rest of your life, Price.
I'm
Yeah.
confused, Milady says. I thought that I had rescued her.
Nix actually face bombs.
Yeah, me
Nix
too.
straight up puts his head in his hand. Which is.
My deception score is 0, so I figured it matched.
That's hold on, I gotta see if I can actually.
Yeah, she will just sort of then shoulder her little rucksack and say, well, bye. And walk off down the gangplank.
Jack, is a 10 enough to pull the knife out of the ship?
Yeah, you can shunk.
It's real awkward. Like, it doesn't look nearly as cool as Nick's look throwing it. It's real funny.
Yeah. So you're left with your bits of information and on the deck of the ship.
So we're looking for a scaly person in a seedy bar that we have the name of.
You guys remember the name of the bar?
It's written in the chat.
I wrote it in the chat.
Did he give us the name of the person, or did we just get the name of the bar?
We don't have the name of the guy.
You do have the name of
We do. That's
We
the
have the name of
information
the
that
guy.
Agate got. There was Z. So.
Jar Jar.
Yes, it was Jar Jar. It was.
Oh yeah.
Was it actually?
There will be none of this.
Oh, now I remember.
This is how we remember names.
It's all clear now.
But I don't remember. Jar. Maybe I wrote it down.
I wrote it
You guys
down
can
somewhere.
tell me what you're
Lost
doing.
the document.
Jar Jar.
Currently, you're standing on the dock. You notice that there's a guy that's sort of walking up to the
Sither
ship. He's
at the-
making
no,
some
there was-
notes.
Who was Sither at the cracked keel?
Seems
Where
to
was
write
that?
some things down and gets out some tacks. There's
That's the name of the
Right
person.
into the side
Sophia
of
at
the
the
ship.
cracked keel. That sounds. Sophia was
Right.
definitely the name.
And he just nails this plank of wood onto the side of the ship. Scratches something on it and then walks away.
I try to read what he just scratched on it.
Sure, you go down the gangplank, you look and it seems to be the date.
Oh.
And then right below it, written there, in what, or rather stamped on in what appears to be like some sort of a form, like a long form woodcut stamp, is just cargo quarantine for 1 week.
That was a parking ticket.
And does our ship have a name again? Was it the Voyage?
It's the Inherited.
The Inherited.
Well, what time? Excuse me. What time of day is it?
It is early afternoon. You know, it's probably about 2 o'clock.
So should we go to that bar and ask around?
Guess so.
Certainly seems like a relatively good use of our time.
You guys can do whatever you want.
Do we remember what the guy's name is in and out of
Sit
game?
there at the cracked
Sit there.
keel. Sit there. Sorry, I usually can pronounce the words.
Sit
But who is Jar Jar?
That was the captain, maybe. The evil captain?
Yes, you're right.
Yes, that's who it was.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
It's gonna bite you in the ass.
Well,
At least your map doesn't look like a nipple.
That is fair.
Yep.
All right,
Wait,
so
give me a
I think
minute.
we're gonna ask around and try
Oh,
to
come
find
on!
the cracked keel.
Zoom out.
cracked keel.
Yep. You guys are here. The boat is where it is marked, and this star is going to be your token for your group. If anyone wants to go off separately, they have their own tokens.
Oh,
Okay.
awesome.
Is there like a dock master that we could ask questions?
Yeah, you can certainly ask around.
Okay.
And if you ask sort of one of the guy, like if you ask the guy who just nailed the stuff into the into your little dock, he will mention that all of that is by order of Harbor Master Sojimin Kridoros.
Did the Harbour Master give any particular reason why our cargo is being quarantined?
Listen, man, I just nail the signs up.
Does this mean we can't leave for a week?
I mean, are you slaves?
No.
No.
Then you're not cargo.
So our
So this
cargo
is specific.
has to stay.
This is the specific. This
Yeah.
is specific to the cargo the ship carries, not the people on board it. Okay, that is important information.
Okay.
Well, unless it's human cargo, they gotta stay. Or, well, not just human.
No, we are
But
not
yeah.
carrying any. No, we are not carrying any human cargo.
Okay.
Does human cargo come in this port sometimes?
Oh, sure. All the time.
That's really
Markets for
interesting.
that. East side, if you want to get down to... There's a private dock for one of the larger camps. And then, of course, you know, there's like the whole
Nyx
south
is
side of the
staring
city.
at Serenixia to make sure she doesn't do anything stupid.
Milady is gonna sidle up next to Arentha and whisper, "Is there anyone I should keep an eye on in particular?"
Yeah, Saltfish Camp. If you're looking for humans for like
You wouldn't
more
happen to
labor
know where we
purposes
can,
or general
You wouldn't happen
usage.
to know where we could find the cracked keel by any chance, would you?
Cracked keel.
The bar.
Oh, that place. Yeah, they got bought out a couple months ago.
By whom?
Unwesha.
Oh God.
She's been buying up a lot of different bars. She's started up a chain, basically. Calls it the Mermaid's Bucket. But yeah, they slap up their symbols and all that stuff.
Well,
But the building's still there.
would you happen to know how to get there?
Oh, sure. So you just go down off the docks, head in, and then you're gonna you're gonna take a left and then a right. He'll give you a couple directions, indicating that the newly minted mermaid's bucket will be right about here.
I will give him 5 silver for his trouble.
Oh, thank you. He'll tug on his bandana.
Arantha will whisper to Milady, just keep Serenexia calm.
And Milady kind of nods and then slowly sort of moves to stand next to Serenexia.
Those of you with a passive insight above 14 will notice that John just looks sick throughout this entire conversation.
Yeah. You will also notice that Agate looks super pissed off.
Oh no.
Turndeck is confused.
Arantha will sidle up to Jamra and keep close to him.
Milady's sticking to Serenexia.
So, best to be off then?
Ryan, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Nyx will lead the way, following the directions that our lovely dockhand gave us, to the inn formerly known as the Cracked Keel.
Yeah, he'll meander a little bit, but before long you will reach the mermaid's bucket, as the sign will proudly proclaim in pictogram form. You notice it immediately as numerous mermaid statues, fish masks, and other paraphernalia with some sort of nautical theme just festoon the whole structure. A mermaid mosaic that seems to have been painted using scales of a red resinous substance covers the outer wall and in over the main bar, and it's just clearly visible over the inside. You also notice that sort of the whole back area that perhaps was once an inn has been converted and seems to be have been converted into like a distillery.
So basically, this place is gaudy as fuck.
It seems to be been converted into like a gaudy brewery type.
It's like a hipster.
Yes, I'd like one of your finest microbrews.
It's pretty quiet though. It is just it's the middle of the afternoon, and not too much. There hasn't been too much movement.
Shall we go in?
Mm-hmm.
You guys head in, you'll again see the theme continues inside. Each of the tables has sort of a carved scale-like pattern that tends to be fairly geometric, and hanging down from the roof on thick rope over each table is a little sea lantern. Standing behind the bar, flipping through the pages of what looks to be like a small like pamphlet or like crude paperback, is a tall, lanky black woman with heavily braided hair, and she looks up when you come in and says, "And what can I get for you?"
Well,
Could
I
I get
suppose
a...
that depends. How many rooms do you have available?
No rooms, unfortunately. We have come under new management.
Fair enough. What time is it in the day, Jack?
Like,
As I said, it's about
2 p.m.,
2:30.
Round of beers?
could I get a grande beer, please?
Of course. As she begins to pour for each of you, it'll be about 3 copper for each beer.
Okay.
I will take water, please.
Says I wouldn't recommend that.
She is on probation.
It's not exactly safe in these parts.
Tea, boiled water. Alcohol is not
Got
good.
rum.
How?
How is that connected?
You must make the beer with some liquid.
I can give you coconut milk.
That will suffice.
This is the worst stereotype of a pirate bar I've ever seen.
Keep in mind that it
Kind of
is a
great.
theme bar.
I know.
It's
But it's
franchise.
great, and I love it.
Feel like Jimmy Buffett-esque music playing from a corner.
Does
You
this?
walk over and she pulls out just this really heavy, thick knife. Like imagine one of Emily, if you remember the knives that we saw being made at the Ren Fair. It's like that. She takes over and just takes a couple coconuts out and goes crack right down the middle, just pours it out. She'll go over and tap and go over to the kegs that are tapped and pour out your beers.
Does this bar sell food?
Oh hi.
Zolaris is feeling a little bit hungry and is willing to try whatever might be available.
We haven't put the night's things on, but I can give you some of the stew leftovers.
How long have they been left over?
I can guarantee that fresh fish was added last night.
Great.
Was added.
Zolaris is desperate and she says, okay, sure.
Okay.
I'll try some stew.
She will ladle you out some stew. It'll cost about 5 copper.
Okay.
It's not the best stew you've ever had, but you taste it and it doesn't seem rancid.
Oh, good.
But it's very clear that like this is not this is the area where everyone sort of has to stick around for a week, and a lot of it's just the docks and the transshipping stuff, and it's not really a nice part of town.
And the chain restaurants.
Is any nice part of town. You sit there, and it's just and she'll bring all the things over to your table, and it's just a pretty. No one is really here. There are like maybe 2 people sitting in the corner, drinking.
Do either of them look scaly?
No, they look totally human.
Darn, no mermaid.
I was hoping they looked like mermaids. Mermaid animatronics.
Oh my god.
No, although there is right over the top of the bar an old, with like the thing they put on the front of the ship. Figurehead. An old mermaid figurehead has been sort of placed over the bar.
Huh.
I was really hoping that was going to be a singing bass.
You just will return back and continue to wipe down the bar.
Give me back that fillet of fish.
Give me that fish.
Miss, what was your name?
Nefty.
Nefty, hi. I'm Arentha. My friends and I are looking for a friend of a friend who we heard may have come in here when it used to be the Cracked Keel. We were told to meet him here, but can't seem to find him now that the company's changed. His name is Zephyr. Did you
She
ever?
furrows his brow. She furrows her brow when you say that. You can make an insight check if you'd like.
Okay.
Okay. She just furrows her brow and says,
You guys, I can get in on that.
yeah, you can.
Ditto, please.
Okay. Oh, okay.
my god.
So Nyx, you don't think that she's heard the name before, and she seemed confused when you said it. Milady, you immediately recognized that the kind of name, she was really surprised that you were saying that you were friends with that person. With that, like, it's the name itself seems to, like, put sort of a confusion in her.
Oh,
As if
wait,
she had drawn
meta
some sort of conclusions about it.
clarification. Didn't Orantha say he was a friend of a friend?
Yes.
Okay.
And same
Same reaction.
statement
Okay.
applies.
Okay.
Is I can't speak for what the cracked keel provides, but I doubt someone such as that would be at the mermaid's bucket.
Do you know when you say someone like that? We never really got a physical description. We were just told to ask for him here. Do you know of him or what he may look like?
Well, just from the name, it sounds as if, well, he's one of the scales. They tend to stay on the mainland. They're not particularly welcome in most places. You could find them in Beggarbriar, I suppose, but I'm not sure that you'd want to go.
Okay. Thank you.
She sort of returns to wiping her glasses, sort of looking at you oddly.
Drinking my beer.
Yeah. Is it good beer?
It's not bad, actually. Yeah. It's pretty decent.
Well, I suppose that answers part of our question. If
Milady would just like to reach out and smell the beer with her trunk.
Hoppy.
Okay.
It's definitely sort of an IPA.
Ugh.
Is there anyone else in this poor excuse for a bar?
So you saw two people in the corner, both who seem to be sailors. They're wearing sort of these dark vests. Clearly have sort of weather-beaten skin. They're older men, and they're just sort of sipping these dusty glasses of rum and chatting in a low voice. Based on the number of glasses around them, you suspect that they are the sort of regular who doesn't really leave very often.
I guess we should go to Beggarbriar, then it's our best clue at this point.
admittedly it is still early in the day for the regular clientele of this place.
Excuse me, miss, is there a place that we could look for lodging?
Oh, sure. There are places all over. What sort of lodging are you looking for? What, quality level?
a place with beds and a roof.
Well, I'm sure that you could find all sorts of places. In Crescent Harbor, there are always ships passing through and sailors who don't really want to get better accommodations. The farther you go south towards the harbor horn, the better the beds will be. The farther north, the more likely you are sleeping on someone's floor.
Thank you. And is there a ferry to get to the mainland, or would that be upon us to sail there?
Ferry operation is private, of course.
Okay. So do you guys want to get a room somewhere or stay here and scope it out when it gets later?
I think let's get a room and then maybe come back.
I agree with that. What do you think?
Okay. You guys head out. What sort of inn are you looking for? Are you just looking for like a place that has, a warm place to sleep, or are you trying to get actual individual rooms, or?
I mean, let's not sleep on a floor, but
We
like a
camping gear.
we can get like double queens, bunk up.
Someone looks
Airbnb.
horrified.
Like not the worst thing.
Okay. So why don't you tell me, are you looking sort of towards the nicer area or the less nice area?
Middle of the road. Nice, like right,
Like Hampton Inn.
like right around this area.
It's like a little bit nicer.
Zolaris is happy to sleep anywhere that's not a floor or a boat.
Okay.
The lady will literally sleep anywhere.
The pull-out couch.
Yas.
Okay.
What?
And
So
preferably not in a mermaid establishment.
you will head down. You don't see another mermaid establishment. Perhaps the
Thank God.
franchise is just getting off the ground. But a little bit farther south, you are able to find a small inn that advertises itself as the Grateful Tortoise, and it has sort of a diagram.
Oh!
It has a diagram of a tortoise being pulled out of the water.
So cute. I'm writing it down.
I love it.
I want to live there.
Might as well go check it out.
Guys, this is good.
You head
I hear
inside.
Oz.
We're staying at the
Found an
Grateful
inn called the Grateful
Tortoise.
Tortoise.
Nice.
That was so
Probably thought it
low
was
key.
a
I'm
turtle.
disappointed.
Had to be rescued.
So you head inside, and you'll see that standing behind there's like a small desk at the front. This is very clearly an inn and not like a bar or anything else. There's a very small stable to the side, because there's not really that many people who are using pack animals in this area, given that it's a tiny little island. But behind the little desk at the front is a turtle with a very large, thick shell and a small head and small limbs. They're slowly scratching things out on a what appears to be a large ledger. They look up when you come in, nod, and say, "Hello."
Who are you?
This is gonna be the sloth bullshit from Zootopia, and I'm so excited.
Greetings, milady says.
Pleasure to meet ya.
We would like rooms.
How many do you need?
How much
many?
are the rooms?
Well, takes the ledger, closes the ledger, slides the ledger, pulls out a sheet, looks it up, turns it around, and you'll see that there's a small listing of prices. It starts off at just 2 silver pieces a night for a communal room on the ground floor. Essentially, you can unroll a sleeping, like a sleeping pad if you have one, and rest next to the fire. All the way up to 8 silver pieces for a small private room, and 1 gold, 5 silver for a nicer room that has its own sort of little. It has a it will provide a tub that you can use to wash in, although the tub will have to be moved from room to room, so that's on schedule. And there will be a chamber pot included.
When he says chamber pot, Milady's ears begin to flap lightly. And she turns to everyone else and says, "What would you all prefer?"
You turn to say what?
What would you all prefer?
I have no preference.
I will take one of the 8 silver room ones, please, and someone can stay with me if they like.
I am taking the biggest room that they have.
Cyrenixia,
I would
you like
stay
to
with
stay?
you, Agate.
No!
You know what?
Did you say that like literally as, or did you purposefully say it right after Milady offered to share with you?
I didn't. I
didn't
started
hear you.
saying, yeah.
Okay.
Milady was not heard.
Milady asked Cyrenixia if she would like to share a room whenever Michael's done.
Well,
Sorry, I didn't realize how loud it was.
It's really
I think they sort of
Mute
started
thyself.
at the same time.
Okay.
I didn't hear what you were saying.
Milady asked Cyrenixia if she wanted to share.
I got that at this point. I'm just like I think we started talking at the same point in time.
Okay, so you both proposed to share rooms with other people at the same time.
Oh, I thought Cyrenixia was asking to share a room with me.
Yes.
She was.
She was.
Yes.
What
Both
is Agate's
Cyrenixia and
response to
Milady
that?
said that they share with Agate simultaneously.
No, Milady said
No.
she'd share with Cyrenixia.
Share with Cyrenixia. Cyrenixia says she'll stay with Agate. I will stare Cyrenixia down for a moment, be like,
What?
Cyrenixia would like to share a room with me. I will share a room with her.
Milady kind of looks over to Orentha like, are we okay with this?
You know, I was
Coral
actually.
sort of looks you all up and down. Make it small. Furrows a brow. Looks at Cyrenixia. Furrows brow.
Does he say anything?
There was this moment of puzzlement, and then it was, oh, turns back down.
I'm gonna hand him
Confused
8.
about Cyrenixia for a moment.
You know, Agate, I was thinking we should really continue your training. So maybe we could bunk up and just train for a couple hours tonight.
Okay, I would be okay with that too.
And then I will just share with Cyrenixia.
Okay.
Since both of us probably need a longer bed.
I will go ahead and pay the turtle.
Okay.
As will
Gunnar
I.
will also pay the turtle.
How much is it? 8 silver?
It is. You said it was 8 silver for the room you're getting.
Okay, cool. I will give him 1 gold piece. And take
He will
some
provide
change.
you 2 silver back.
Awesome.
Nyx will pay 5 silver to stay in the common room.
It's 2 silver for a spot on the floor. Not 5, but yes. if that's what you're offering, if that's what you're asking for.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what it'll do. So 2 silver.
Okay.
Hey,
And Trindak, are you solo or what are you doing?
I don't know. What's genre? What are you doing?
I'm buying a nice single room with a bath.
Oh, okay.
John was enjoying his luxury.
I guess I'll do the same.
Tortle will take everyone's money, make small pile, write each of you a receipt, hand it over.
He realizes he's in Rictata, right? Okay, just double checking.
Oh, it's if you mention that to him, he will say, "Oh, it is very important to have receipts here, so as no one knows or thinks you're cheating them. That's a good way to get made into soup."
Milady nods and
He
takes her
then
receipts.
slowly
and-
goes over, taps his shell. Uh, uh, uh.
What is your name, delightful sir? What is your name, please? I have to know this.
Well, my name
At your leisure.
is Petrol, which I would Petrol, which I would prefer you call me, but I know there are other names that people call me.
Please list them.
They're not so nice. So I prefer not to, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Oh. As you sort of, if you are moving away and sort of moving towards rooms, you will call out to Siren and say, "Word to the wise from one leatherback to another. Try to stay with some smooth skin friends like you do. It's a bit safer for us that way in town."
Thank you for telling me this. I was not aware of it.
Of course. We nearly scaled. Got to look out for each other.
Indeed.
Turn back to his book. Write things down. Place the money in a small lockbox below the desk.
New favorite NPC.
And you guys can head over to your rooms.
Aren't we all leatherbacks when we think about it?
You got the sense that Leatherback was a specific demonym.
But yes, to answer your question.
Well, on the way to the room, I'm going to go over to Jamra and be like, Hey, Jamra, you know, we were inside on the boat for so long, and now we're inside again. Would you like to go for a walk?"
Yes. Let's go for a walk, Agatha. I would like that. I don't think I feel very comfortable leaving anything here anyway.
Okay. We're gonna walk out.
All right. John will walk out with you. Is anyone else going anywhere or doing anything?
I think Cyrenixia would like to go find somebody to go clothes shopping.
Milady will casually stick to Sirenexia like glue.
Very well. Thank you for
Okay.
coming with me, milady.
Of course.
Where is Agate taking Jommer?
To of town, like kind of up where the trees are, so it's like sort of the cliffs or whatever above town.
Yeah. You see the houses sort of get sparser and sparser, and when you get out there, they seem to be more like little shacks or cabins.
And so once we find a nice secluded place, I'm gonna turn to Jamra and going to have I'm gonna say kill someone.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I
Can
need
you
to
say
kill
that again?
Jamra, I need to kill someone.
It's contagious.
Jamra will sort of blink.
It would feel so good if I just stabbed her in the belly.
Is there someone in particular?
There's someone that I think is on this island that I have to kill, and I want to find them.
Okay. Can you explain to me who is this person?
His name is Kusia Sivovic. Very bad person. And traded slaves. And I think that he might be here, and I want to find him, and I want to kill him.
He is a slave trader with the pirates.
I think so. He trades in gnomes, generally. Or we could find him, but I want to try and find him.
Okay.
And
I'll
I
help
want
you kill him.
Thank you. Tell anyone else about him, please.
I won't.
Oh, jeez.
What?
I won't tell anyone. There are a lot of people here that I would not be against killing. I have a feeling that I could burn this place down and feel very little about it.
I know that you don't like pirates. I'm in one way or the other, but I know who this person is and how bad they are, and I want them dead.
Okay. I trust you, Agate. And I know from what I have heard alone, he seems worth the effort. Do you know how we might find him or anything about him? Just
He is very calm, generally. He has very dark hair, kind of some goatee going on here. I knew him from before I came to Guavira, and is why I came to Guavira.
Okay. So he is a slave trader and a merchant. We'll have to be on the lookout for those sorts of people then.
He also sells magic blue rocks. Go deep in my bag. Like, this is really deep in my bag, and pull this out. This is called Larimar. He sells this. Just to get it.
What does the stone look like as Jamra examines it?
It's probably about the size of my palm. It's very small, and you look at it, and it looks like it has the ocean in it almost. So it's like this blue-green color, and it has these sort of white lines across the surface. As I hold it, you can see that at it, and I can make it start glowing. Sort of this energy coming out of it.
Does it seem to radiate magic?
It doesn't seem to radiate magic. It's more that it's a conduit for it.
Okay. He will slowly nod as he looks it over. So it seems that we should be on the lookout for those, and we should make some inquiries about if this man has been in town.
Yes. I can't look like me.
Okay. Okay. You can, change your face.
Yeah,
right?
no. Yeah, I can.
Okay. He won't, he doesn't have something that would make him see through that.
I don't know, but I don't think so.
Okay. Then you will have to be discreet. I am noticeable, so hopefully anyone who notices us as asking will notice me, and they won't pay attention to you.
And then I'm going to pull out a seashell I found on the beach, the prettiest one in my opinion. Be like, yeah, this isn't as nice as what you got me, but I thought it was nice. And then give him the seashell.
His face opens up and a smile. So, thank you, Agate. Thank you very much. Which one is it? Is it one of the two, like the pretty ones you found, or is it the other small sort of fragmentary one that was the blue?
It's one of the pretty ones I found, and then I'm also going to show him. I also found this, and I don't know what it is.
Oh, it seems to be a piece of scale or a piece of shell or something worn down by the sea. It's very beautiful.
Okay.
And he touches it, and there's sort of a little spark. Oh, well, that is odd.
Can I touch it? Does it spark when I touch it?
When you do, no.
This then. It doesn't work on me.
Jamra, make a Arcana check. I'm not sure. It feels ever so slightly like home, but not quite. I'm not sure, but it seems odd.
Well, if it feels like your home, it's for you then.
No, I don't really mean like my home, like in the sense of warm and happy and all that some people mean by that. I more mean that like it's in that direction. I don't know. It's difficult. Maybe if we had some more time to examine the closure or something.
Okay.
You should hold on to it.
Okay. I put it back in my pocket and I say, well, we should probably go back to the others. And
Yes.
I don't anyone else what's going on, and I don't want you to tell anyone else.
I won't say anything.
Thank you.
Okay. As you turn to go, John will sort of pause for a moment and then reach out sort of slowly and try to wrap his arms around Agate for a hug. But if he notices any sort of reticence, he'll just sort of pull back and make it a pat on the back.
Yeah, Agate's not feeling particularly huggy.
Okay, so you just sort of pat, pat, pat. And then we'll walk back with you to the group. Milady and Cyrenixia were going shopping for some
Yes.
clothes.
Yay!
Is there anything in particular you're looking for
Snap
with all of
jewelry.
your worldly possessions?
Something
Like
simple and
shoes.
practical.
Let's get 'em.
Okay, well you can certainly find like some basic you know, sailor's clothes in your size. They'll be fairly, basic and rough homespun, but it's not too difficult if that's what you're looking for.
I think I'd like something of a little bit finer quality. I think, like, not fancy, but
Okay. Remembering what the woman at the bar said, you start heading farther south along the streets bordering the docks, and as you do get closer and closer to this squat tower that you see right there, you notice that the stores seem to get nicer and nicer, and you do eventually see a little bit of what seems to be a consignment shop for goods that have been brought on from ships that they determined aren't really worth shipping to the mainland, which probably seems to be one of the nicer areas in the immediate vicinity. What are you looking for in particular as you sort of browse through?
okay. So how do the clothes here look? And how expensive are they?
So the clothes are pretty varied. They seem to be basically... I'd like you to make an insight check.
Okay.
Okay. They're pretty eclectic, really wide variety of clothes. Some of them have been patched a little bit, but many of them are in quite good condition. Milady can also make an insight check if she'd like, considering that she's with her. But is Marina still in chat?
Yes, sorry. What?
Okay. You can also make an insight check if you'd like.
Yes, I would. Is this on prices?
No, this is on the clothes themselves.
Oh, okay.
Okay. As you're looking it over, milady, it seems like a lot of these have holes in the same sorts of places. Like, there's these sort of slightly long, really nicely cut, gaps that have then been mended fairly decently, as well as patches put over some small circular holes. It makes you suspect that perhaps these clothes were acquired from less than compliant owners.
It's an estate sale.
Oh.
Well, like Mike got his coat from an estate sale. We bought you your coat from an estate sale.
That is true.
Yeah,
Did you
it's
wear that
exactly like that.
I haven't
probably
managed to
didn't
get
dye
it to a cleaner yet.
Oh my god!
Smell funny. Did smell funny. Coat
They
smelled
likely
funny.
did not dye in that
Probably not.
clothing was dyed in.
Died on, not died in.
Porque no los dos.
Porque. Okay. That sounds nice. That's fine.
Yeah. Sirenixia doesn't know this, so she's gonna find something still in like the practical bend, but like well-made high thread count, sort of moderately high thread count, sort of
Yeah, you can find
functional things.
you can find some, like, it'll be like a nice sort of upper, like a blouse, and then there's a vest that they'll sell you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Remember in Critical Role where they made a perception check for thread count?
Vaguely, yeah.
No.
Pants and
That
shoes as well.
That is all.
Peak Dorolo.
This did happen.
Ugh.
Are there pants and shoes as well to get here?
Yeah, you can find those
Okay.
as well in a variety of sizes.
I will.
Okay. When you bring them up to the front, though, this older woman who is standing there at the front and sort of mending things gives you a dark look. And when you set it down on the counter, she says, "We don't need your business here."
What is wrong with my business?
I don't know how one of the scale faces got loose, but there are only good people up in the Crescent. And I don't need you wearing my wares.
My coin is as good as any.
No, it's not.
Milady sort of
My
looks and says, "What do you mean by scale face?"
You know, you don't seem like you're from around here, but I'm sure you know how things are done in Titatiri. The locals? Well, the hurricane put them down long ago, and they should have learned their place. Don't need forked tongues spilling their lies all about the Crescent. Surprised you aren't in one of the camps to the south, but if someone tried to release you, that's not my business.
I am not a local. I am of a long line in the noble clan of Argentax.
Okay, make a persuasion check to convince her that you're not a member of the race that she hates.
How
One second.
representative of real life.
1 second.
So real.
Oof.
Let me
And she
see.
just looks at you and says, "I don't care how long your tail is. It doesn't reach far enough back to find good blood."
Whoa.
Sorry, was Milady saying something?
No, Milady was going to see if she had some kind of food that would fix the situation, but she does not.
Uh-oh.
I know you're full of prejudice and hate, but have you considered a softball?
Let's talk about that natural 3 on the wisdom save, though. This is gonna go great.
Oh.
5 minutes.
Insight check to see if I can catch Cyrenixia before she goes ballistic.
Sure.
She's not going berserk.
Nope.
Oh my god!
The lady doesn't even notice there's a problem.
Are a poor and ignorant fool. And had I not recently dealt with many greater issues, I would show you the error of your ways in insulting my people. For now, I will let it pass. Could you tell me where I might find someone less ignorant and base who would sell me clothes?
Sure. You can walk out that door, take about 30 paces, and then drop right off the end of the dock.
Very well. And Cyrenix here will put the remaining clothes, put all but whatever. What's the nicest looking clothes that she'll take? Like she'll take the shirt. She'll put the rest of them down and just bunch up the shirt and just incinerate it in her hands and walk out. Are there many other people around right now?
In the shop?
Yeah.
You don't see anyone else in the shop.
Okay, yeah. She'll just burn the shirt in her hands and walk out.
The woman's eyes widen and she sputters with rage. What is Milady doing?
Milady was
As
looking
walks out
at candies on the counter and then just sort of smiles and picks up one of the pants and says, "This one was for me. Can I buy it?"
She nods.
Okay. How much?
Yeah.
She names a price which is clearly several times higher than it likely would have been, which you imagine is because your friend just incinerated one of her goods. But she'll sell it to you for 4 silver pieces.
Milady kind of just goes, "Oh, I only have 2 on me."
She narrows her eyes.
It's true. I only have 2 silver pieces.
She'll grudgingly reach out and takes
There's
them
only silver and not
thrusts the pants at you.
Thank you. And books it out of there. Wow. Good job, Derek.
Yeah.
Is there another place would you help me find another place to look for clothing? Perhaps
I'd like you two to make investigation checks.
Perhaps you should purchase it next time. The people here, if that woman is anything to go by.
Okay. So what you will discover over the course of about an hour of looking is
Sorry, I was making investigation.
it's really tough to find any nicer places that
2 in a row
that will sell to you.
Will they sell to Milady?
They will. So if you tell her what you need and she goes in and you wait outside, then you can buy it.
Cool.
We'll try that after probably this second. I think the first try will be an attempt. I'll just go in and then at some point hand her the clothes to buy. And if that doesn't work, she'll wait outside.
You do so, and then you just stand on the street corner fuming at the indignity until Milady eventually comes out with the things that you had instructed her to purchase.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Why do these people have such hatred for my noble race? I wish I knew.
You look rather mottled, Cyrenixia.
This is true. But regardless, we are a proud people, unless they mistake us for some other creature, not of our noble origin, the dragons. I only wish I knew, but better to return, I think.
Walk back,
Avoid temptation.
wondering over the age-old reasons for prejudice and foolishness. And you can rejoin the group. Was there anything that the rest of you wanted to have done while everyone was out?
Trindak will have gone around to Zolaris, Arentha, and Nyx and basically said something like, so, since we're all just here and others seem to have left, does anybody want to do anything? Kind of have some anxious energy I could get rid of.
Do you mean fun?
It doesn't have to be fun, but I guess that's probably a better way to do it.
I'd be interested in getting out of here for a little bit, doing something else. Go explore.
I would
Swimming?
like to do something more interesting. Yes.
It's just anything.
It is probably wise to practice.
I think this is while everyone else is gone.
Yeah, we're not there right
this would have been, before.
Oh, okay, sorry.
We're still shopping. How much did that cost, by the way? In total?
Everything altogether will not cost more than a gold piece.
Okay.
Right, okay, cool. So I will put
Because these are just decent clothes, they're not like fine clothes or anything.
Okay then. I will pay that.
Yeah, you guys can go swimming in like one of the small little inlets.
Zolaris, can you turn into any animal you want?
Can I? I have before.
No, you're not allowed to transform into anything with a flying speed until 8th level.
But you can
made
do
an
swimming
exception.
speed.
Yeah, you could
we
be a
made an
dolphin.
exception.
Or a fish.
I think.
Or a crocodile.
I think for this one, I'll just be myself. to go swimming with everyone.
Arentha will sulk because she wanted a dolphin ride.
Solaris feels a little bit guilty.
It's like
for not obliging with the dolphin ride, but she's feeling a little swim as her own person. She just kind of swims around.
Nyx does not get in the water.
Alright. Does Nyx get a tan on their pearly white skin?
Given that Nyx's skin is not currently pearly white and also can be whatever the fuck color he wants, yeah.
Nyx, what are you doing?
Currently being very amused with all of you.
Can you not swim?
It's less that I can't and more that I don't generally prefer to.
Arentha's gonna do a cannonball next to him.
Dexterity save? Question mark?
Yeah.
What is this, an 80s summer?
I don't have evasion yet, sadly. That's not until 7.
Yeah, dex save.
This is the beach episode.
No.
Oh, I don't think that beats her safety.
No, that definitely does not beat the
You just get a splash of water.
Okay, so the water hits Nyx. Arentha, what's your passive perception, real quick?
Well,
Okay, you don't see shit.
Let me see. Well, let's see. Okay. My passive insight is 15. My passive perception is 12.
Yeah, no, you don't see shit. Okay.
Can I roll to perceive Nyx?
I mean, if you want to, if you're like really paying attention to him.
Well, I mean,
Can I roll?
I assume this is after I asked you.
Well, I think you're underwater at the moment, Arantha.
That's fair.
Just out of curiosity. Let's see. Nah.
Nope, you don't see shit.
Oh.
Tiny thing. You'll also notice Rentha has a bit of fuzz growing out.
Ah, nice.
Okay. Well, so you guys, everyone will rejoin the group. You guys will have been replenished from your little beach day, whereas the others returning seem to be somewhat subdued. But everyone will rejoin. It's sort of the mid to late afternoon.
Well, guys, this place seems great. Totally nothing wrong with it. They have awesome beaches.
I am glad you have enjoyed yourself.
This place is a den of hatred and bigotry.
Oh.
So to tend to those places, I imagine that we all would like to get back to our original assignment.
Suppose we should.
I think that would be best.
So this guy is a scale face, so they call him. They also seem to mention that there's specific camps where they, I hope to say live, I would hate to say are kept. Should we perhaps check out those camps after we try out the bar again?
That would probably be the next logical place to search for it. We're also hampered by the fact that we don't actually know which of the scaled races this individual belongs to, or which of the scaled races is currently being relegated to these camps.
I don't believe that they are very discriminating when it comes to that.
I'm not so sure. The Turtle Man mentioned that you were a nearly scaled or a leatherback. That seemed to imply that there was some sort of a distinction being made. Obviously, many would not understand the difference, but...
Not to mention that the Turtle was able to own and operate his own business here, that implies that not everyone feels the same way about all corporate races.
Although he did mention that he needed to go around with, as he said, smooth skins for his safety. So, perhaps not as friendly as we might hope.
While we're going about, should I make myself a little more obvious just because I got the thing that they actually gave the pirates?
If you like.
Yeah.
Sure.
Alright. I'll try and keep it in sight.
Alright.
So back to Starbucks.
Yep.
Yes, I believe so.
Microbrewery.
Okay, so you guys head over there when it's getting towards the evening, and you'll definitely see that there is a bigger crowd at this point. They have some music playing. There's a guy sort of sitting on one side near the brewery section who is strumming this long stringed instrument, and there is a woman who is singing along with the tune as well. They have affixed what appears to be like different panes of colored glass to the lanterns, and then up at the top, you notice that there is someone who is sitting on that little network of rafters who has this long hooked pole that seems to be going around like pulling and tugging on the lanterns so that when they sway and spin, it casts these multicolored rays of light uh, over the tavern,
They have rave
almost
lights.
in
Why do they
time with the
have rave
music.
lights?
What sort of stringed instrument is it?
It appears to you to be like a very long harp, almost. But it's odd, oddly shaped.
That's kind
Does
of close
it
to a lyre.
Does it happen to be made out of a turtle shell?
No, it does not.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how close to a lyre is this instrument?
Close?
Okay.
Fairly close? Man, I don't know that much about music.
It's kind of...
I'm doing
a
my
lyre
best.
is sort of like a mini harp.
Sure.
Okay.
That is not my area of expertise.
One day I'll help with that.
I have to simulate an entire world.
Oh no.
I don't know about the lyre situation. But yeah.
Okay.
So the bar is bumping.
And it's lit.
And when Milady does that, it really makes noise.
She toots a little bit. She like gets into the swing of things.
But how does it sound when I'm in the bathroom? That's really that's the club experience.
I mean, there's a wall out back.
I think I'd like to go off and stare at, be very appreciative of the lyre, kind of longing, or the lyre-like instrument. Just kind of sit and appreciate that, and look at it longingly.
He'll continue to play. If you stare for more than like, if you stand really close and sort of listening for about 5 minutes, he starts to like nod a little bit and then like tilt his head and you see like a little hat on the floor.
I'll toss in a silver piece.
Okay. He nods to you and smiles. The rest of you, are you guys like talking to people? Are you investigating? What do you do? Are you just sort of standing there awkwardly, like a bunch of freshmen at a college party?
I'm tooting
I think
awkwardly,
is
like an
actually
adult at a
standing there
freshman party.
awkwardly.
There you go.
I'm gonna stand uncomfortably with Trindak.
I'm tooting.
I'm gonna bring back drinks for Trindak and not alcohol for Agate.
Some more coconut milk?
Jamra will wander off a little bit and start chatting with some people at tables.
Zolaris will super quickly drop a silver piece into the hat of the lyre player before she goes off to find some more food.
I'm gonna talk to. I mean, Trindak. Those two people over there. I don't think they know each other, and now they're making out. Why are they kissing?
Well, you see.
I don't really know, Megan.
Is that how you meet people? You just.
Nobody's kissed me when they tried to meet me in a bar. Some people have tried to fight me, but that was under other circumstances.
But it's not like a thing you do when you go into a bar and you just make out with someone. Like that's not like I don't know.
No.
Why don't we have a crazy.
Arentha shakes her head.
Typical bard.
I don't think that's something you just do at bars.
It's entirely depends on the kind of person you are.
Oh.
So
I want
Nyx,
to be
Back
the
and
bard
forth
of the party
between you
right
guys.
now.
I guess you just happen to see it here more often, just because there's more people. That's all I can say.
So Nyx is going to kind of move into a dark corner, shift to the female version of Nyx.
Okay.
Why would you do that?
Because then
you're in a bar. You can be male.
No, I know.
Anyway,
they don't want to be male.
She's going to start walking around, kind of doing the same thing that Jamra is doing, like chatting with people at tables, stuff like that.
Okay. You can make a. What are you trying to pump people for information?
A little bit, trying to get a general lay of the land. I'm not specifically looking for whatever his name is. Sathir, is that what his name is?
Okay. So first of all, make a perception check. And you sort of look up. You can look around at everyone at the bar. It's fairly easy.
Good, because that was a terrible roll.
You don't see any of the scaled races at the bar.
Yep.
The closest you get is that there is like a bluish-skinned man that appears to be perhaps like he might be some sort of merfolk adjacent creature, maybe a sea elf, maybe Triton or something.
Okay.
But
so I'm basically just gonna kind of chat people up. I'm not looking for like any like specific pieces of information so much as I'm trying to get like a good general idea of the lay of the land.
Okay, make me a persuasion check.
Wow, the rolls.
They're so bad.
You go in there, and you're trying to get all these details, this information, and the guy's like, hey, do you want to dance?
Oh,
no. And
Man,
you're trying to like say, oh yeah, sure, but like, what about, what's going on in the city? He's like, yeah, I just had a really tough time on these boats for a long time, but it's so good to meet you. Like, yeah, let's get on the dance floor. They're not really listening to you.
Oh, I know. Oh, I'm very well aware.
And
That's okay.
Maria was right.
What?
Nothing. Just Maria was right.
No, like that. There was a very specific reason why Nyx did that, and it was actually not for the guys so much as it was for the possible female patrons to feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
But she will extricate herself as sort of graciously as she can.
She will laboriously do so.
Oh yeah, that'll happen.
Over the course of about 20 minutes, eventually escaping.
Yep, that sounds about right.
The octopi at the bar.
I will make sure Agate does not see Nyx and these events.
You will do your best.
Meanwhile,
but
in
like all
her backstory,
parents,
she was expecting to have her tongue cut out on like her 13th birthday or something. We're all like super protective of her.
Listen, there are different kinds of negative experiences.
Like, let's be perfectly honest here. This is that.
This is what?
I didn't hear
your audio cut out.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Is anyone else doing anything while Nyx has been sort of trying to seek information?
Is there, like, have we seen? Never mind.
Okay.
Sorry, I lost my train.
Well, you all awkwardly stand around in the bar.
Can I walk around and like go to a bunch of asshole-looking guys that maybe were flirting to Nyx and try and flirt with them a bit and get them to not think about what they tell me?
Yeah, why don't you make a persuasion check?
Agate, maybe we should go get a
Performance?
seat.
Or performance.
Are you performing for them?
I don't
In a
really
way.
question.
You don't have much more luck than Nyx did. Like, you
Fine.
get a little bit of, like, the introduction, like, yeah, this is the, you're like, you are welcomed to Crescent Harbor, and, oh yeah, their ships have to stick around for a while, it's such bullshit, but it's a really nice hammock, you know? So, like...
I'm gonna presumably see this, and when Trindak's back is turned, I'm gonna turn into sexy Arentha.
Sexy short Arentha? Well, I guess no. No.
Do I know you just transformed into that?
Well, no, this was your back was turned or something,
Stealth
or
check.
you could make it
Stealth check, I guess. Stealth check. Let's see if you beat Trindak's passive.
Man. All that is good.
Okay, can we just take a second and talk about the roles we have had tonight? 'Cause they have been, with the
Better
exception
than it
of
happened
two
here.
of Milady's insight checks, they have been uniformly shit.
Better than it happened here.
Agate, what's he doing?
I'm gonna go help Arentha. I'll be right back.
No,
See you.
Agate. No,
I'm out.
So, Arentha, you see approaching through the crowd a vision of yourself, Logan.
No. And of your sister.
A vision of yourself, that is officially my new favorite descriptor for a sibling I've ever heard.
As Agate phrases it, hot Arentha
He's not wrong.
walks through. What are you doing, Agate?
I'm
gonna
following
be-
Agate.
I'm gonna.
Arentha's face just pales, like drains of off.
Arentha, make the stop.
I just inhaled my popcorn.
Oh
Sexy Arentha suddenly starts
What is
choking.
happening? What have we become?
Give me 2 seconds.
What have we
She may have
created?
better luck. Let her roll.
No.
I'm gonna walk up to these boys and be like, "Oh, boys, I'm so sorry that my sister." Oh, well, you know at this point.
Oh no!
I'm so sorry. Can I buy you all drinks?
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Holy shit.
Oh no! Charisma's her good stat. She's our face. This is either gonna go phenomenally or phenomenal.
Immediately, it's like one of those sped up videos of the solar panels rotating to face the sun. And one of them is like, and one of them who has like sort of this big sort of flop of hair that just kind of tosses to one side, on, and it's very clear like it's like the salt air, like he's there, but he's sort of like lathered. He's put a little bit of gel in there, but just the constantly being in the ocean has just destroyed his roots. He's got split ends. It's like,
damn.
yeah, sure.
I don't feel like it's.
Oh, we'd love a drink. How are you?
I'm doing great. Again, my deepest apologies. And I go up to the bartender and like get a drink for him.
Sure, no problem.
My sister and I, we're looking. We're kind of new to these parts, and we would love if someone would show us around.
Oh, I can show you around. Oh, I'm really good at getting around.
Goodness, you can't. Oh my goodness!
Oh, this poor individual doesn't know exactly how many people are about to beat the shit out of them.
I think, Valia, you mentioned wanting to go to the less populated parts of the town, see a bit of the underground, the road less traveled.
Love that kind of stuff. Do you wanna get out of here?
Yeah, yes. So much. Man, so not cool. I can take you to any cool place you want to go.
Arantha's gripping the knife on the table.
Trindak is sweating.
Alright.
Zolaris has noticed and is getting ready to pounce at any moment.
So, have you seen Eastwind?
Yes, I haven't.
Eastwind is the best place. Little expensive there, but it's a great place. There's some really nice parties, especially if you can get into High Eastwind. Oh man. I know a guy who works as like a bouncer over there. I could totally get you in.
Arantha will kind of try to whisper to Agate, try to get him to show you where the scale faces are.
Yeah, actually, that sounds amazing, but I was also wondering, everyone sort of looks the same here. The
joys of diversity.
Looks around and says, I guess.
She thinks there's something a little more exotic.
I'm so sorry. I don't think I can put this on the internet anymore.
We're gonna get demonetized so quick.
We can't put this in the internet anymore, guys.
What are you talking about? This is very internet.
Yeah.
This is like the most internet right now.
This is the bad part.
Bad critical role is every week.
Siren is waiting for an opportunity to actually kind of have a chat with the musician.
Like, if you mean like someone who looks really different and is like really fun, like that's what you're into?
No,
there's the Lash.
The Lash?
Yeah, the Siren's Lash. It's like, well, I mean, I've only been there like twice, but it's pretty great.
Okay, that sounds big.
Not, that's just if you want to go there. Like, you don't have to go there. You're so beautiful and you do?
We don't have to go unless.
No, well, I think I would love to go if you could go with me and we could bring my sister.
And at this point, he turns and looks at you and is like, "Yeah, that's really hot."
Because I think it's kind of chilly out tonight.
Absolutely. Arantha is going to beat the shit out of them.
I mean, clearly they like it rough.
That's my.
They're going to the Siren's Lash. Like, it's kind of obvious.
Oh my god.
Holy fucking shit.
No.
Would love to go. A little bit later, you we're out of town. We're not from, a very exotic place like this, being on the coast and everything. I mean, on an island. And
the whole thing is the coast.
A coast of the water.
That for persuasion.
We heard from people this term called scale faces, and we just didn't know what to make of it. And are we seeing them at this Lash, or
I guess they might have like one, if you want that. Like the scale faces, they mostly just do like they do some work, They're all out. They're pretty much out in Beggarbriar though. That's like their camp, and I mean the Lash is kind of in a better part of town, And if you say you're out of town, like he turns back to Agate again. Says, you gotta see the good sights, like the nice parts of town. You don't want to just be like.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, because we wouldn't know where to go if it weren't for you, and we wouldn't know where the nice parts of town are. So we really appreciate it.
I'd love to take you.
Be amazing.
Great. Do you want to get some drinks for the road? Like we can head over, or?
Yeah, drinks for the road.
It's like, okay, I'll get you. They have some great dark rum here. It's like real good.
Yep.
Like, stay right there. Like, I need rum.
What are we doing?
Has Siren moved away
Why did you do this? Why do you keep turning into my sister?
Wait, I don't. No, I thought that you looked really nice, so I thought I wanted to look like you. I'm doing all the things you told me to. Am I doing it okay?
Oh my god, no, I'm so sorry. You're amazing. I'm sorry.
I feel like Milady would have stayed at the bar. Does she notice this guy coming up?
I mean, I don't think that there's any reason that you would differentiate one fuckboy from the next.
No, but if he's coming up like, I need rum now.
Yeah, he is rushing up and saying like, give me a bottle of rum. You do that. He like pulls out his purse and he's counting out like he takes out a bunch of like
drops the coins
and like counts out. He doesn't drop it. He's not drunk yet.
Oh, okay.
He's on a budget, so he's like harnessing it together. So he needs to have enough money to get 3 people into the Lash.
Is he like sweating? Is he sweating?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Milady will kind of sort of like look up at him and be like, "Are you all right?"
Yeah, I'm fine.
You don't seem all right.
I'm fine. I'm having the best night of my life.
I feel like you're feverish. I feel like I should come with you.
No, me, lady.
But
no, go away.
I'm just gonna sort of go after him.
So, Sirenixia, while all this is happening, you were trying to talk up the lyricist?
The musician, yes. Yeah.
Okay, what are you doing? So he's just sort of playing, like, when he gets to like a little bit of a slower song, that the singer is doing a little bit more work on, you can sort of pop over and exchange a couple words.
I was sort of hoping if there was like a break in the set at some point.
Yeah, you can wait for it. Like,
interrupt
about
the
20
music.
minutes, there'll be a little break and. What are you saying?
Why are you like
sorry,
this? Sorry,
I'm being
Why
distracted.
are you like this?
I've noticed. Does he play it Does he play it pretty well? Is he a fairly competent musician?
He's decent. Yeah, like you can tell that he's pretty good at like playing other people's songs.
Okay.
But he doesn't make anything himself. Like
That's-
he's he's making a living.
It's
Tribute band.
Yeah, basically
it's good to hear some
the best hits of
Lyre
last week.
parts.
Now this is music.
Yeah, yeah.
1783.
You know, it's a real privilege to get to play here. I appreciate the chance.
Have you been playing here for a while?
Well, I mean, it just like kind of like I was playing here, but then I had to stop for a while because the owner changed, and then I sort of worked my way up a little bit. I had to learn some different songs. It was mostly like it was more of a shanty place originally, and I had to pick it up a little bit.
Well, it does sound nice. It is refreshing to hear. I played lyre. I try to still, but I recently lost my instrument, and it has been difficult for me without it.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry to
it's
hear
good
that.
to hear it again.
It must. I'm sure it's really tough to replace one of those for you.
Indeed. I was wondering. I had a. I just got into town recently, but there was someone I was looking for, a man named Zephyr, that used to come here. I heard. Does that ring any bells to you?
Sort of thinks back and he says,
He would have been. I don't know specifically, but he referred to as a scale face. I imagine similar to myself.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't use a word like that, but yeah.
I appreciate it.
The name sounds, honestly, the name sounds kind of like it. I didn't know too many of the regulars by name, but there was one of the snake folk who came in here sometime. He looked like he looked a pretty rough nick. You know what I mean? Not that any of them really are in too good a nick, given the circumstances, but let's just say he spent more time drunk than sober.
And you mentioned snake folk. As I said, I'm not from around these parts. Is there?
Well, you haven't heard the story.
I
You
have
don't know,
not.
like, I'm coming off my break in just a minute. I'm sure I could play it. Let me play it for you.
That would be wonderful.
And when he does come off the break, he will begin this this tune. It's clearly a lot faster, and he's like, it's been like jazzed up for a club. But it's, you recognize it as sort of like an old, almost like a skald or bardic type tale, and it's about the hurricane and the eye. And the idea is, and essentially over the course of the song, you hear about how long ago the hurricane befell Titatiri, and the land that was once just this lush jungle filled with the savage serpents was tamed by the brave free captains. And when the hurricane settled upon Titatiri, it has spun ever since. But now, only the eye of the hurricane rests at Fort Hazard, and the hurricane spills throughout the seas instead. So you can make an insight check as you do to sort of try to see what the whole sense and meaning of the song is, beyond sort of the very basic. Very nice. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
First, on the surface, you get it is a story of the history of Titatiri. And essentially, originally, perhaps a couple hundred years ago, this was a sort of jungle island that was inhabited primarily by the serpent folk, a race that you would know as the Yuan Ti.
Okay.
They had their own sort of piratical behavior and engaged in depredations on sailors. But eventually, a large pirate armada that was formed when several of their strongholds on the mainland of Jamil came to the island, their defenses were overwhelmed and they were slain. Their great city that was mentioned, Sashara's stony walls, was brought low, and their people were taken into slavery, where they have remained ever since to serve the brave free captains. It mentions the hurricane as which you recognize to be a reference to both the Armada and also its leader, the Hurricane King. And there has always been a Hurricane King since ruling from Fort Hazard. Although you also understand its reference about the eye seems to be a jab at the current Hurricane King, as the eye is the calm part of the storm. So it seems to imply that he lacks the strength of his ancestors, and in fact, he is called, whereas the other king, he is called the Eye about town, where people in the know might not hear. Yeah, so you get a fairly basic explanation of like the island's history, and you also will learn that the free captains who had accompanied him eventually became his sodden court.
Okay.
And it also goes on to list how each of those captains had a particular powerful magic that they were able to accomplish. And the song goes into a little bit more detail, but given this is the club remix, most of the abilities are cut off.
Yep.
So it just mentions that, like, oh, one was crewed by the damned, another was the sea's lover, another had the heart of the volcano within him, etc., etc., etc.
So they're all basically just variations on Davy Jones. Okay.
I'm wounded, but you're not entirely wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, and he'll finish the song and say, "So what do you think? Good stuff?"
Was it good stuff?
It's
The original song is very clearly a classic, but it seems like he's done a bit of remixing for the venue. And he says, like, yeah, I had to change things up a bit. You know, the young folks these days, they're not interested in hearing the old tunes.
There's a shame. I am quite fond of the old tunes, although your remix of it certainly was inspired.
Yeah. Well, you do what you can. Try to keep those things alive. I feel like it's a little bit of the old place, because none of the regulars are really around anymore.
Yeah. You wouldn't happen to know anyone who might be able to help point more specifically towards this Sathir?
I mean, I don't know the guy. Like you said, he was, you mentioned one of the snake folk. And like there was one of the snake folk that always was around here. He was in like a sort of a card playing group. I don't know what he was gambling. Couldn't have had much. Barely could pay his tab. But you could find one of the members of the group. I think still lives in the area. There's a guy, Jared Venn.
Mm-hmm. Do you know where I'd find him?
Yeah. If you're willing to stick around until after I get off, I can take you by his house.
That would be wonderful.
Okay.
Thank
We're gonna
you.
flash back over to Agate and Arentha. Your your fuckboy comes over. He's got a big sort of glass bottle of rum. It's like, all right, you guys ready to hit the town?
Yeah, I really wanted to ask you, that's a really weird place to hide your dagger. Is that
Oh, he just blushes scarlet. He goes,
Oh my god.
sorry about that. Yeah.
Oh no, I mean, it seems like a great place to keep it. I just never keep mine there.
Well, I imagine it might stand out if you did sort of brow somewhat confused. And he shakes his head and is like, well, I'm sure we can find a place for it.
Sounds awesome.
No. Rather just walks out.
Alright, let's go. He puts a hand over your shoulder and says, come on.
Does it go through the illusion again?
Well, so she said that she was doing the same height this time. I seem to recall you mentioned that.
I'm not making the same mistake twice.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Wait, what was the previous mistake? What was the illusion?
The last time
That was at
with the guard at the prison.
The last time I was sexy Arentha, and then like I was taller, and then like
He went clap, hits her in the head.
I see.
Yeah, so she's just a you know, honestly, the height difference probably helps. Because how tall is Arentha?
5'9".
Okay. Yeah, so she's like 5 inches shorter than you.
Of course.
Alright, and he will head out to he will walk out with you and he's like, so like there's a great ferry over here and it can take us right over.
Sounds amazing. What was your name again?
You can call me Tyler.
Oh, jeez.
Fucking course his name's Tyler. Fucking course his name's Tyler.
Does he have a sweater tied around his shoulder? He's wearing salmon pantaloons.
Why are you
pantaloons and a light yellow shirt? He's got like a paisley sash around his
and definitely pastel colored pantaloons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Is he wearing a brand of a whale?
He has a little bit. He has a little scrimshaw button.
Oh.
So where does the ferry go? Does it go everywhere?
I mean, you can take him to wherever, really. But like, if you're looking for a good time, then blah 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 blah. Then
Happened in character too.
you know, the scrimshaw. The scrimshaw is a good place to have fun. And that's like where the Lash is too. It's like a pretty.
Okay.
Awesome.
great.
Well, let's toast to that, and I will start trying to get him drunk.
All right. He will like. Oh, okay, cool. Well, like while we're waiting for the boat.
Yeah,
Sure.
totally.
Any chance I'm following them?
If you want to follow them, you can.
I'd love to follow them
Make a stealth
stealthily.
check.
My lady like bumps into Nix and is like, "What is happening?"
Do we have just an entourage of people?
Jesus.
There we go.
Okay. You are the knight.
They're the good rolls. Alright, so
Lady is just sort of like poking her head out from behind doors, Scooby-Doo style.
Wait, I should actually.
I turned to Lady. I'm still female. I'm still female. Nix. I turned to Lady. And go. I am going to sneak up behind the individual.
Milady?
Did I trip over something? I don't know.
Are
My
you sneaking
nose-
up behind Milady?
I don't
or
know.
the-
I just wanted
I'm
to
sneaking
ask
up- no.
Nix what was going on.
And I specifically told Milady to stay there.
Oh, okay. I
Sneaking up
didn't hear that.
behind Fuckboy McTyler.
Okay.
So Fuckboy is just sitting on the dock waiting for the ferry to come with Agate and Arentha, and is just sort of pouring out rum for them. So
Yep,
yeah, they're
and as they're doing that, I'm just gonna sneak up right behind, and the dagger's gonna come out. And
No.
it's gonna flip to the pommel side, and it's gonna go right into the guy's temple.
Can I try and perceive this and stop him?
yeah. I'm gonna allow a perception check.
Although I can't beat a 27.
Well, I mean, the
Like-
question is there something for him to hide behind?
My question is,
Why
why
are you
is Nyx
doing
doing
this?
this?
Why are you doing
He
this?
got
Why, like,
Please
because
got
all
it.
you know is that they walked out with a dude, and now you're going to go knock him out while they're
Oh, that's true. I don't know. Okay,
pumping
never
him for
mind.
information.
All right, so I don't actually know that. Okay, so I won't do that. But yeah, no,
I'm just
gonna
saying,
be
like, you
there.
guys did say you were looking for information. They seem to be the only ones who so far who are getting any.
That's fair.
Nyx
actually.
is
So, yeah, no,
jealous.
I'm just gonna.
He doesn't want Arantha with any fuckboy but him.
See, I thought Lady Nyx was coming up to join, and I was like, this is not the.
I thought too.
Excuse you, Maria. It's but her. Excuse you.
It changes every day.
Ryan, I thought
does.
you were gonna turn into a triplet.
Oh, hey, I just rolled into town.
I would. Oh man, if Nyx was more, but if Nyx was a bard, that would absolutely happen. But they're not.
Just
So
makes
it's
it
not
happen.
happening.
Your brother shows up.
Nyx is just gonna chill and watch.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so he'll just start he'll pour the drinks out and start drinking it with you. So one of the rowboats will sort of bob up, and he's like, "All right, like, ready to go?"
I want to try and like get him plastered. I want to sneakily throw my shot like away from me.
Yeah, no, I'm not drinking this.
Okay, yeah, you can make sleight of hand checks, and he'll drink, but it's not that long a boat ride.
Okay.
And Agate,
I'm just.
are you drinking it, or are you just like, holding it?
I'm not drinking, but I am adjusting my boobs every like 2 minutes.
Great.
Okay, that's not how it works.
And you know, when the rowboat shows up, he'll get in and like go, hold out his hand to like should lead you down.
Oh yeah, I take it there. Nicely get into the boat.
Just like,
He brings down carefully, sits down. Arantha has to get in herself.
Tick. I will remember this.
Nyx, are you following? Are you swimming after them? Or
Nope, that shit's not happening. Fun fact: no one insight checked Nyx when they said that they could totally swim.
When they could totally what?
swim.
No, when Nyx said that they could swim, they just don't like to. No one insight checked them on that.
So he will get down to the boat with everyone, and it will set off. And it will take about 15 to 20 minutes for you guys to make the journey over to Scrimshaw.
And while we're on
he
the
will
boat,
continue to drink as you do so.
on the boat, I would like to ask him and be like, so what brings you to this town? Like, what do you do? Like, what do you do for work?
Oh, he will gladly tell you all about his work.
I want to hear it.
So he's like, well, you know, like, I'm like a crewman, like, and you know, there's a lot of crews in this city, right? But
yeah,
but
Are you in the best
That was
one?
such a daring
yeah, I am.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I am.
Do you-
I'm on Captain Blackhand's crew. He's got the fastest ship in the world.
Emily, give us your best Tracy. Go.
I was wondering, do you prefer to like work on like the top deck or the lower deck?
Let's see if he gets this as a.
That's my question.
Let's
Does
see if
Abby
he-
understand what she's saying?
Oh no, she doesn't.
that was his. So I don't know what Agate thinks about this. What Agate? Does Agate know what she's saying, or is this just?
This is from the boat puns that she heard last week with the flirting.
He's like,
Oh,
well,
so it's
he's
just
like,
a
generally, I
rental.
like to. It's like, so he just like, I like to stay up top, you know,
Oh,
get some good work
wow.
up there. But no, sometimes you gotta go down low and, clean out the, clean out the bilges every now and then. Give it a good flushing. The ship doesn't stay fast if it's not properly trimmed.
Can
Uh,
can we see your ship from here? Does it have a name?
Yeah, and he'll point actually at one of the ships that is moored. He's like, you gotta look real close, and he puts his hand on your back and and points out like, you look right there,
I see it.
and he will point over to this area. He says, that right there is the Ocelot. It's the fastest ship in the world, and well, I don't mean to brag, but yep. But our captain, he's given up a lot for his crew. There's I don't know if you've heard the stories about the captain.
I
No, please
haven't.
tell us.
Well, he a long time ago he made a pact with a god of the sea, and he got the fastest ship in the world, but he had to pay a terrible price. He every year he has to go back to the place where he first met her, and she takes one of his fingers. Now, I haven't been on the crew long enough to see it happen or anything, but I do know that he's on his left hand, all he's got left is his thumb.
Oh my goodness.
And it's all fucked up. The ends are black. That's what I call them, black hand. It's because they're all grody.
Oh man.
Yeah. But let me tell you, straight up, that is the fastest ship in the whole world. It just is.
No,
Do you get to travel around a lot?
Oh yeah.
Where do you mostly work?
It's where the tide takes me.
Oh.
But generally the tide takes us to Modagine, because that's where the tides go.
Do you mean like the currents?
Yeah.
Yep.
But no, it's a good life. It's a good life. Is there anything in particular that you guys want to know about the city? Because he will gladly tell you at this point.
I would like to inquire about the Captain Siovic at any point.
Captain Siovic. Let's see if he has. Doubt it. I haven't been doing this for super long. But I could ask. That sounds like a badass captain name. But no, I haven't met him.
Totally fine. We just thought he might be here, but we weren't super sure. So I'm sure he's not, and I'm sure you would know if he was. I really.
Yeah. But I'll let you know if I hear.
It'd be amazing.
Yeah. And your ride will continue like that. Yes.
I would like to know if he or anybody he knows has ever been to the mainland and what they know about it.
The mainland? Oh yeah. The
part of the island that we're not on.
Oh, we're going there now.
Oh.
It's like here. Oh, you mean on like in the jungle?
It's right
No,
here.
no, fuck no. No, that's like that'd be really dumb.
What's wrong
It's
with the
like,
jungle?
well, I mean, it's like it's a pretty place and stuff. Like if you're into that, but it's like so there are all sorts of like weird bugs and stuff, and like that's where they so like all they make sure that like the scale faces don't come into like the main part of the city too much, but like there's like wild ones who are out in the jungle that sometimes, and they're not too happy about us, but no, it's also just like really hot and like nasty. I mean, occasionally, like if you need wood or something, you go out and chop some wood, or like if you need food. Like I know they keep pigs out there, but no. I mean, I guess on the east side too, there's like the pens, like the what's it called? What's it called? Um, the saltfish camp. Yeah. Um, I was told that's like that's where we took the captive and stuff. But no, I never not I haven't didn't get off that time.
You didn't get off
I'm glad I wasn't the only person who went on that journey.
No, I had just been on this.
Sorry.
I mean, there weren't that many, so like it wasn't too many to like have people take them over.
Is he rowing this boat?
No, he's got a guy for that.
Okay.
Oh gosh,
okay.
the poor gondolier.
Gondolier.
This is like the Colgate van driver at like 2 in the morning.
honestly, it's been a lot worse for this guy. Like being a gondolier on Pirate Island, you
Yeah,
see
let's
some
bear in
shit.
mind, this is Pirate Island. It's like everything up to 11 at all times.
Like,
That
let's
just
put it
makes
this
me
way: this
think of-
gondolier has been an accessory to murder before.
That just
Bodies
makes me
get
think
dumped
of the
out
cruiser
here.
scene in This Is Not a Play About Sex, and that makes me sad. The cruiser scene.
Oh boy.
That's a just.
Yep.
Let's just stop there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't think
But,
Ryan's seen the cruiser scene, but
That would
regardless,
be a no.
that is how the boat ride will continue until you guys reach the shore. We're gonna pop back over to Siren next. We're gonna be a little bit out of order chronologically speaking, but that's okay. For Sirenixia and anyone who stuck around in the bar, eventually he will finish up his set, and it's quite a bit later. There'll be a relief person who's coming in. There's like a bit of a band. They have some like big bongos that they're setting up. It's like, yeah, that's when they need to get a better beat and all that. But you wanted to find Jared's house.
That would be wonderful if you could take me. Yes.
Sure, I can take you by.
Thank you.
And he'll lead you out of the bar. You notice that Jamra has been chatting with a bunch of people, and he seems to be sort of deep in conversation now with some older men who are sitting in a booth.
Okay.
Waves at you as you leave.
I will wave back.
Is anyone accompanying Sirenixia?
When they left, was outside. Nyx is going to shift back to the normal Nyx form and fall into step beside Sirenixia.
okay. So at that point, Milady would be with them too.
I'm just gonna strike up awkward conversation with Zolaris.
Yeah.
Because
I'm pretty sure.
We're at the bar, not doing anything at this point.
Yeah, I'm still like eating, I'm pretty sure. So, we're just hanging out.
Trindak, do you feel as if you're staying out of your old habits when at bars?
Yeah, amongst everybody else, I do feel once again out of place, but not really in the yelling at people kind of mood. Unless you're talking about like my good streak that I had. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm kind of laying low with Zolaris.
Okay. Are you like looking for or talking with anyone in particular, or are you just sort of chatting?
Yeah, just chatting. Yeah, not really doing it. There's a lot of things that are out of his hands at this moment.
Okay. Siren, he will lead you along the docks. Let me zoom for a moment, and we can place the token for where people are. So we'll say this is Sirenixia, and Sirenixia has now been led out over to that area. We can add a token for our intrepid crew of the SS Bad Decisions.
So X is whom? Sirenixia?
Sirenixia.
The black X in the center is where the leaky
is where the
bucket
bar
was.
is.
Yeah.
That's the bar.
Not the leaky bucket.
Shuriken,
Where am I talking about it?
The shuriken is Sirenixia, and whatever other token Jack is currently putting down is the SS Bad Decisions.
I can't really see the shuriken.
Yeah, I don't see. Can you guys ping it?
Oh.
Oh.
Is there any way to make them a different
my-
color? Because they really blend
there
in.
is.
I'm gonna.
I can tint it. What color do you want it?
Just anything that doesn't blend
Red.
in.
Purple.
Or
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Does that work?
Oh.
That's so much better.
Okay. I'm just gonna copy it, and I'm gonna give you guys a red one.
Where's the SS Bad Decisions?
Right there.
We get the red token.
You get the red.
For
Good.
love.
Wait, I don't
Yeah. Wait, hold on. No, for love.
For fiery passion.
see it. Where is it?
It's on the southern island.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Wait,
there it is.
we're going on a journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you're doing on the boat.
At least you brought a
Good.
buddy.
Mm-hmm.
This is good. Everything's fine.
I mean, to be fair, like you guys are pretty dangerous at this point.
We're gonna have to knock this guy out, man.
He should have brought a buddy.
I already tried to,
He
and I
brought
was
the
told to
gondolier.
not.
Much information out. This is great.
Okay, so Sirenixia, he will lead you along sort of this path. It gets pretty dark as you get farther out there. The houses are definitely getting smaller. And then when he comes to sort of a shack, well, this is it. He's sort of an ornery fellow, especially since his favorite bar got shut down. Derek gone.
His Wi-Fi's not working.
He's restarting to see if that'll make it better.
Derek, can you hear me?
He just said he's leaving to try and restart.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm back. I think.
Okay. So he will lead you down to a
And so, who all were Nix and Milady following?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
yes.
I will introduce them to him as they begin.
He'll nod and and chat with them a little bit. So well, this is his house. It's sort of like a small little shack. It's like he wasn't a super pleasant guy to begin with, but you know he hasn't really improved since his favorite bar got shut down, and he has to drink alone in his little shack in the ass end of the island. But I wish you luck.
I appreciate the warning. Thank you.
Of course. And hey, if you ever get another liar and you want to have like a a jam session or something, just let me know. I work here on oath days.
I will certainly let you know if the opportunity arises. Thank you.
Good meeting you, Cyrenixia.
And what was your name?
Oh, Veller. Just call me Veller.
Nice to meet you as well, Vela.
So you see there's this small, dingy little shack.
Actually, wait. I probably should have followed. Is it okay if I change that?
Yeah, you can follow.
I think he's somewhat behind about this moment in time.
No.
Do you want to stay alone in the bar, or do you want to go with them?
I should go with them.
At the Starbucks of bars.
Yes. I will be all by myself eating some
I
not
would,
so great food.
I would bring you with me.
Okay, good. I am coming along. We.
Okay, so you will see there's just that dingy little shack. What you doing?
I'll knock on the door.
You hear no response. You wait a moment. You knock again, and you hear, "What?"
Is that Jared?
Who's asking? I've paid my damn tabs.
A friend. My name is Cyrenixia.
I got no friends.
Do you recall a man named Saphir?
Huh? You hear a clattering inside. It sounds like glasses slapping against one another. And the door is wrenched open. You see a human with just a thick gray beard. He has little bits of. You're not sure if it's food or vomit that's just crusted in there right now. And his eyes like dark and red. And he's holding in his hand a bottle of what appears to be like some sort of a bathtub hooch that he just uncorks and is.
Do you mind if I...
Here. Who the fuck's asking about old Saphir?
Well, he gave a friend of ours, a companion of ours, traded with a companion of ours a while back. And we were interested to see if he might know anything more about that. It was an interesting item. You wouldn't...
I mean, if you're asking about Saphir, I hate to break it to you, but poor bastard's a couple months cold.
What happened to her?
Drink. Same thing is happening to me. You know? It sneaks up on you. The cirrhosis. Doc says I got about another half a year at most. Hits the scalies harder.
He just got
Rips
sick
them up
then.
inside. Yeah. Sick. He didn't sleep too good at the best of times. Tough to keep warm in Beggarbriar.
Do you know where?
Someone without a collar around their necks.
Do you know where he was in Beggarbriar? If there was anyone else I might be able to speak to about him.
I didn't go down there much. I don't think I ever met any of his friends. I was there. I just heard that that he had died when he didn't show up a couple of nights. And he was an odd feller. You know, he just seemed to lose hope. It was sad. Doc, I took him to when he started looking, you know, greener than usual. Was He said that. He said he should have another year. He said he'd be like me. We joked that we would we'd walk into the sea together. But I guess he didn't have as much time as we thought.
I'm
He just seemed to lose hope.
sorry to hear that. Hope is a strange thing.
Yeah, it is. He sort of looks around each of you, squinting his eyes. And his pass over each of you. Then he returns and looks back at Trendak and squints again. Where'd you get a thing like that?
Yeah, you're talking to me?
Yeah. You.
Found it off a guy.
That is actually one of the items that Thea had found. It came into our possession, and we were wondering if we might find something. If you might be able to help us find something more like it.
Saphir had found. I don't know. I don't think he found it. I seen it on him near on every day of his life. He wore it around his neck like some sort of a charm or something. I asked him about it one time when he said that it was like a you know what? He said it was a fetish, you know, like a piece of a like a totem. And I asked him, I said, why you look like you'd be worth something. You're always going hungry. And he said it was special, and it'd been on him when he come out of the jungle, and that it would be on him when he go back into the grave. I said, all right. But I did see that one day he stopped wearing. I figure he sold it. But
Have you ever seen anybody else with something like that?
furrows his brow and rubs it. Thinks, he says, ah. And he looks at you sort of with a calculating eye and says, I might have done. What's it to you?
Let me help a little bit, and I'll reach out and cure any diseases and things that lay in 5 points of lay on hands.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you reach out.
That's a thing you can do.
What? What did you just do to me?
I've been gifted some powers.
What's that?
I don't know whether or not I deserve them, but your cirrhosis should be cured for now.
You can do that?
Yes.
I'm gonna live? Just like that?
Well, the damage is mostly fixed. I believe if you keep drinking as you have, it may
Down the
return.
bottle. I don't know if I can stop. I needed it all my life.
And you may not be able to stop. But
It's just hard, you know? You feel so alone. And then you get the urge. And it just feels so much better than having all those thoughts running around inside your head.
I know. But one can always try.
Yeah. I suppose I can. And he just takes the bottle, looks at it, and slowly sets it down just outside the door. Thank you. Thank you. That's incredible.
I do what I can. Make up for worse things I have done before.
I don't know what you've done, but you're a miracle worker in my book. If you want to know about those trinkets and things, I'd recommend you look at the scaled folks down in Beggarbriar. You know, the ones that are all chained up don't have them, but there were a couple who I saw. Well, they seemed to be ones like Sathir. You know, they had come out of the jungle. You might find one or two. I seen one when I went and looked at his grave. You know, gave him a libation. Well,
And
I
it
guess I
is-
was giving me a libation. It made me feel better.
Is his grave down in Beggarbriar?
Yeah, it's a little bit off the track. They you know, the scale folks that they find dead and all that, they normally just toss in the bay. But his folk tried to see him off right, you know. Bury him in one of the little patches in the jungle they still have. If you go down there, walk all the way to the back near the cliffs, and then take a left, you should find it. It's got his name scratched in near a tree.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I can't be more help. I feel like you've done a hell of a lot more for me than I have for you.
You have been very useful. What I have done for you is very little for me. It is the least I can do.
No, listen, lady. You've saved my life. And that ain't little. Maybe it's a little man you're saving, but it's not a little thing. Thank you. Thank you. He clasps reaches out his hand to shake and sort of clasps you on the forearm. If there's anything you ever need, old Jared will gladly do you a good turn.
Thank you.
Cute.
And then we turn back to Agate and Arendt.
God, they made so much progress.
What a mood shift.
I know.
Oh man.
To my fellow
going to
physicists,
say-
that was a red to blue shift.
As the camera sort of pulls out from Siren, as Jared closes the door and goes to try to get the first rest without the aid of alcohol for a long, long time. And it pans out, we just sort of see her face staring at the wood grain, thinking about small things and little things. Cyrenixia will receive a hero point for that.
Hey!
And very well done,
Thanks.
sir.
That was awesome.
Great.
Very well done. Okay. moving to Agate and Aretha, you guys have pulled up along the dock. The little the little dinghy comes to rest along one of the smaller docks in the Scrimshaw area, and
Is that what
immediately
they
you
call
can
it?
yeah, this is called the Scrimshaws. You can immediately see that it is a much rowdier, more exciting area. There are people like remember Pirates of the Caribbean, like
Uh-huh.
Tortuga.
Yeah.
Oh
It's like
no.
that.
Great.
There's just people drinking in the streets, moving around, shouting. There's all moving around. One of the things that you do notice is that many of the buildings are whitewashed. And then they have like one area on there that is painted a deep blue, and then within that is set a niche with a carved whalebone sculpture. And Tyler will explain to you as you are getting off of the
I'm sure he will.
getting off of the dinghy. Yes, he will. It's very important that you know how much he knows. That there's like a special language for the Scrimshaw district. It's like, they have like if there's like three gulls, then it's they're selling flayleaf there. If there's like a shark there, they're killers for hire. And a whale is a fence and all that. And then like the Siren is
Oh.
Is there a back alley anywhere near us?
many.
So
And he points you to a boat that's moored at the dock over here. He's like, that's a rare sight right there. You guys are real lucky. That's the funeral bark of Thor Compton, the ever raiding.
So,
Mhm.
so what? Wow.
He's like some mummy king or something who just apparently has been sailing around forever. And yeah, you don't want to get near that ship. He apparently his boat is crewed by skeletons and mummies and shit.
Can I see if he's like
Check.
inflating the story?
Make an insight check.
Thanks.
He believes it. And when you look over to that ship, it's just this sort of low imagine an Egyptian style bark. It's very low in the water, and there are just these oars peeking out, and you see nobody on deck whatsoever. There is no sail or anything. There are just these there's a forecastle and an aft castle, and on there you just see these large pots that are set all over the deck.
Oh no.
There's these large urns, perhaps like 4 feet tall. Yeah, I wouldn't go near there.
And we really trust your opinion.
I mean, like, I know what I know.
Oh, and we know that you know what you know.
But and he sort of he was being to lead you in where he said, if you're looking for the best time of your life, like you want a really good time, that's it right there. That's
What's he pointing at?
Lash.
Yeah, what's he pointing at?
This-
The dagger. He's pointing at his dagger.
right here. There's sort of this large central dome, and then several smaller domed structures that link into it.
Is there a nice inn nearby?
Oh sure, like there are tons of inns and stuff.
Like in case after if we want to go somewhere a bit quieter?
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's I mean the Lash has like private rooms and like really private rooms.
Mm-hmm.
If you like to make some noise.
Oh my
But,
god.
Is that why it's called the Siren's Den? Is everyone really loud there?
No, it's because like sirens are a sex symbol.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like
it's one level. It's
no,
one
because
level.
we say, you know, in society that there are certain people that are just like free, and then you associate them with sex. So that's like a siren. That's why all the, you know, the brothels have sirens on them, and the lash is because it's special.
Smart. Did he point anywhere when he said there was an inn nearby?
I mean, sort of like, but there you can see that there are various establishments up and down the streets. There seem to be lots of inns, ale houses, um, houses of questionable repute, houses of very high repute. This is the sort of area where I think can be bought.
Okay.
You can buy some death sticks.
Are you good? She'll talk to Agate. Are you good?
This is really fun.
That's not
I've
what I
been having
meant.
a great time.
Nope, that's not what I meant. Like, are you?
What
Like, are you done? Like, do you have any more questions? Do you?
I mean, if he was gonna take us someplace fun, I think it would be fun to go.
Yeah, let's go somewhere fun, and I'll start pulling them into a dark alleyway.
Oh, the lash is like right over there, right?
Yeah, let's just go over here and
It's like they've got the best. They've got like these nice.
you know, it's always
gardens
been my dream to make out with someone in a dark alley. So let's just go over here.
He sort of looks at you, looks at your sister.
And she's totally down for it.
How is Agate acting?
Sexy Rentha, excuse you.
I understand. I'm asking how Agate's acting.
Yeah, we met you at a bar, and we would be happy to make out with you because that's what people do at bars.
Oh, okay. And he is just gonna walk right into that alley with you, and, like, lean up against you.
Whack!
Like. Make your attack roll.
Please don't be shitty.
Is he flanked?
He is flanked.
He's flanked. You get advantage.
In more ways than one.
And Agate's against the wall.
I'm gonna like do non-lethal damage.
Okay.
That's your short sword.
Short sword.
Well, that's the only like I can just punch him. I thought
Yeah.
you could call.
Are you?
You can do non-lethal damage with a short sword.
Yeah.
Okay, just keep in mind then
Punch
you are
him.
pulling out your sword and hitting him over the head with it.
Okay, fine. I'll just punch him.
Okay, so you get a 17. You do hit. Or 18, rather. Give me your damage roll.
Okay, let me do the unarmed strike for it. 6 damage.
Okay, it goes wham! Oh.
Second attack.
Natural 20.
Give me the damage.
Okay, so that's 2d4.
You should just do it.
9 damage.
Wham! And there's and then you just come in with the elbow going right to the temple, bam! And he just crumples to the ground.
Poor Tyler.
So we're gonna get Tyler a nice hotel room, mess him up a little, make him think he had a great time.
Why did you hit Tyler? I thought he was gonna kiss me. Isn't that what you do with boys?
Well, you see, Tyler is something called the fuck. And that means that he pretty much only wants to hang out with you because he can get sexy things from you, and that's not someone you want to spend time with.
So he just, because like I had boobs, and because I think that boys like that. You just want the boobs?
Yep, just wanted the boobs. Not that you're not a wonderful person, but you know, you gotta spend more time with someone to get to know if they like you for your inner boobs, your personality.
Oh boy, there's a lot to unpack there.
Your boobs or your inner boobs? That is going on the out of context post page.
I guess my only question is, given Arentha's previous with one night stands during this campaign, deception check for this?
Arentha has never had a one night stand in this
Didn't
campaign.
you have that thing with the girl?
Nope.
I thought you did. Okay.
I hung out with some guys once, and then I did not stay with.
Okay.
There was the arm wrestling thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's your outer boobs, then your inner boobs.
All right.
But he was, you know, he was a little bit creepy. So maybe, you know, wait a while to see if somebody likes you and you like them before you try to kiss them.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, are we still going to Lash? I thought that seemed like a fun place.
I don't know if that's our kind of place.
I promise it's a really fun place.
Nope.
Okay.
But we can certainly make sure Tyler doesn't get robbed in the night in an alleyway. And
let's make sure Tyler's okay. He
yeah.
seems really nice.
He didn't seem like a bad person.
That's why I beat him up in an alleyway.
He'll be so happy with the thought that he got to spend the night with a beautiful sister.
Like he would have hung out with us all night?
Yeah, yep. Just chatted away.
Just hanging out.
Yep.
All hanging out.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
He's gonna tell all his friends that he did it with a pair of sisters, and then none of them are gonna believe him, and all of them are gonna be right.
Well,
You can certainly. Sorry.
Tyler's okay. We should probably check out the mummy ghost ship, because that kind of sounds similar to the things we saw on the island.
The island? What island?
The island with the creepy, like zombie, scaly people. Maybe this is another ship with a crew like that.
You know, I feel like Tyler may have been wise in his last moments.
Tyler's dead.
Maybe on our first day here, we shouldn't, you know, get on another pirate ship and kind of sneak around. I would honestly love to, truly. But I feel like if it's just the two of us, maybe we should listen.
I'm totally okay for waiting. I think it's definitely something we should look into.
Yeah, we should definitely tell the others about it. And also, I appreciate the fact that when you wanna be a sexy lady, that you think of me. She flips her non-existent hair. But maybe you just change some things a little bit. You look a lot like my sister, and it throws me off just a little. Not that you're doing anything wrong, but maybe just change a couple features.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you had a sister, and so because I'm still disguised, I'm just going to make my nose bigger, like.
Perfect. That's how I picture her, but that's not what she.
I was like, I didn't.
That's pre-nose job.
Rachel.
I'm sorry. I know that not all sisters are nice, and I didn't I think that you're very pretty, and so when I want to be a pretty person, I dress up like you.
I appreciate that. And I know you didn't know. It's okay. So let's go hide this body, huh?
You have a disturbingly easy time finding an innkeeper who's willing to stuff this unconscious man in a room.
Okay, it's like we're on a pirate island or something.
And
Bazinga!
he will charge you only 1 gold piece for his silence.
Wow. Gold piece.
Yeah.
I got it.
Fair. I think I'm also going to Tyler in his room. I'm gonna put him under blankets all nice and make sure he's nice and warm, and puts a glass of water by the bedside. So he's okay. I want to make sure he's all right.
Arentha, on the other hand, is going to pour some of the liquor on him, so he thinks he spilled it on himself, and muss up his shirt, unbutton his shirt or something.
Okay. As you're messing with his clothes, you see a lump roll down his pant leg and come out the bottom as you see this balled up pair of
It's detachable!
balled up pair of
It wasn't a diver in his pocket. It was not at all.
What is
Favorite NPC. Favorite.
All right, and you guys are able to.
Oh wait, no! I just got it.
Welcome to 2 minutes ago, Emily.
Wait, now I feel like I didn't get it.
He stuffed his pants.
Right, that's what I thought, but then it took Emily so long to get it that I was like, maybe I was wrong.
No, I thought maybe he had a secret purse strapped to his thigh or something.
That was my first thought, but then Jack just stopped, so I was like, it must have been the dagger.
Okay.
All right, so you guys can depart. Are you going anywhere in the scrimshaws, or are you just headed back?
I'm gonna leave that up to Arentha. She seems to know what's going on.
The Lash beckons.
Let's go!
Does it though?
No. Sarah, if you really want to go, I'll go out of character, but I get the right.
No, in character, it makes sense for you to totally never take Agate there.
Yeah, so let's go back to the island.
Would Agate insist on going?
Agate might want to have a good time.
It's already having a great time. She's...
Okay. So you guys will make your way back there, and eventually everyone can reconvene late at night when you all make it back to the Grateful Tortoise.
Oh, thank God.
Did you guys learn anything?
Did you?
Yes, actually, the practices of cleaning bar here are fascinating and not at all sufficient to the mess that is created.
Okay.
But everyone seems to have had a lovely time.
Lovely.
I was able to find quite a bit of good information. I spoke with the bard that was playing there, and he was vaguely familiar with the Saphir and knew of a man with whom he played cards on a regular basis. We went and spoke to him and were informed that Saphir died a couple of months ago, but other of his people, the Yuanti, have down by the Beggar Briar do have similar jewels to the one that is on your weapon, Trinidad. And it may be worth heading down there to investigate.
That's very useful information. Wow. We learned where you can find a great BDSM club.
What's BDSM? Wait, is that we didn't?
What's BDSM?
Well, that certainly sounds like a valuable use of our time.
That sounds like slang. What does it mean?
I am not familiar with this.
Solaris knows what BDSM is and is very confused as to why no one else knows what this is.
Why does Solaris know what BDSM is?
Know what BDSM is. And what does that say about them?
I mean, Zolaris did spend a ton of time. Zolaris did spend a ton of time in the back alleyways of Gullsfoot, protecting children. Like,
I don't want to
some
stare.
shit.
She's
You
lived.
realize the party's a bunch of
What
vanilla
Zolaris
people?
is getting up to.
Well, if you start explaining it,
It's just a brothel-esque place.
that doesn't sound specific enough.
Like, is it a special kind of brothel, or is it just?
Arentha will
or
put
is
her
that
hand
just?
over Agate's ears and say, God, it's a sex dungeon, stop it!
Oh! And the lady's like,
Wait,
we do not call it that in my language.
what is this?
What do
What
they
can
call it
I?
in your language?
I
Like
will
a
tell
jail?
you.
I am
A jail.
That can happen, but is not always preferred.
That's really fucked up, actually.
Oh my god.
I am just confused.
What do they call BDSM clubs in your language? A jail. That's really fucked up.
I
Wow,
think you
this
may
got
be reading a bit more into it.
No, that's not what I said. That was Jack conflated with what I said.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
So we learned about a Captain Blackhand who's apparently a fearsome pirate here, and some mummy pirates, which is pretty cool.
I think
And
that might
we
be
learned
like-
where the salt.
Or they at the BDSM?
Nope.
Well, I don't know. We didn't actually go in there. Arantha said it was a bad idea.
I think it is.
I knocked a man unconscious tonight.
Oh, so you did go to the BDSM.
Okay, Mike.
I think Trindeck gets a hero point. I think Trindeck gets a hero point for that.
Well, first of all, Arentha and Agate are definitely getting hero points for their interaction with Tyler.
The episode title for this is going to be The Siren's Lash.
Or the Siren Slash.
I'm so glad I didn't get to kill people and I got to watch this.
I hope it was suitably relaxing.
Oh, it was so good. Like, I don't think I've laughed so much in like 2 months, and I really needed it. Oh my goodness.
So, I presume you guys share the information you've received.
In whatever form that may be.
So you said a
Indeed.
dagger. That's where he stored it.
I don't know. Maybe that's the cultural thing here, where you store it in the front of your pants.
That makes sense. It seems relatively uncomfortable.
No.
Well, where do you store your dagger, Trindak?
On my back.
Okay. That seems like that makes more sense.
But doesn't it
I
hurt
don't
to
know.
Anatomically
sit?
inaccurate.
Doesn't it hurt to sit down? With something in the back like that?
You
know, Adam,
you just trickles it down slowly.
This is a good question, actually.
Oh, I'm crying. I can't do this anymore.
Scene.
Yeah, do we get the outro now? Because I feel like we can't top that. I don't think we're gonna top that.
You're not supposed to be able to top it. You're supposed to bottom.
Tower bottom.
Well, we were talking about working below decks, so I mean.
I still feel like Tyler would prefer.
You gotta flush it out.
Oh gosh. All right, I'm ending the recording there before this gets worse. Jack, anything else?
Yep.
How can it possibly
so
get
next
worse?
time we will
Let's
pick up
find out.
with your exploration of Beggar Briar and the jungle to the south.
End of sex.
End of sex.